Okay.
So
maybe,
let me ask
maybe
David. David, does this make any sense to you? I mean, we're treating this as if this is like a real plan.
Right.
I mean, this is. I mean, this is. I mean, it's kind of remarkable.
Anderson, you got at the core problem here, which is there is no plan. You know, usually when you hear a president announce something like this, and he was reading from some papers, so clearly he had thought this out. It wasn't just something that
Jeez Louise. I do one, oh, not 10. I do 010. Here for the 10 gifted subs. Much appreciated. This is why you listen to your chatters, chat. They ask for Twitch or ask for YouTube. You give them YouTube. They help you out. Thank you. I do appreciate that. Thank you. Also, did I miss something on YouTube? Was it a subscription or something? If you're any of the cool tech nerds who are archiving all of the CDC, NOA, or records, I have not seen that. Seeming to be hung captive by the audience. I do admit that. True. Confirmed.
blurted out when he was standing there with Prime Minister Netanyahu. There were no meetings. There was no discussion with the Pentagon, with the State Department, with anybody who might talk about whether the Palestinians would be interested in going along with this plan. There was no discussion of whether or not the Palestinians would agree to leave to go to Jordan or in Egypt. There was no discussion of whether Egypt and Jordan would take them. So what you are left with is the president talking about this. It got, everybody immediately piled on for why it wouldn't work. His own Secretary of State backed away a little bit, said this would only be temporary, said the Palestinians would return, although the president said everybody would return to this region, right? And then the president turns out this tweet to sort of double down because I think he was somewhat embarrassed. My bet is that he will keep repeating this, but the idea will probably just fade away.
Beth, this plan is according to him today, is this all starts after.
I disagree with this, that it won't fade away. I do think that, they'll stop talking about it eventually, but they're going to institute parts of it, right? And try to, build people up to it. This is an example of them, throwing something on the wall, it's not sticking at all, and you're like, okay, how do we get people to be okay with this? How do we manufacture consent with the ethnic cleansing of Palestinians? Now they're going back to the drawing board to say, okay, we can't say we're going to ethnically cleanse Palestinians. Maybe we could say something else.
The fighting stops. Do you know what that means? Because right now there's a ceasefire. So is then the plan that the war starts up so that Israel can try to continue to defeat Hamas, which they've been unable to do, unfortunately, because Hamas is a horrible organization and they're thugs, and there's plenty of Palestinians who previously wanted Hamas removed. But does that seem sensible? Does that seem possible even?
It does.
It wouldn't be an Anderson Cooper clip without him condemning Hamas, just unprompted too. Nobody thought Anderson Cooper was pro-Hamas, by the way. That was not a thought that was crossing anybody's mind. But he was like, if I defend Palestinians, people are going to think that I'm pro-Hamas. I have to let people know that that's not true. Bro, it's so funny.
It seems like this is a plan that is kind of the Netanyahu and the far right plan, which is that the far right, all of this is in support of what the far right wants, right, including, by the way, in 4 weeks' time, making some declaration about the West Bank. And, the plan is that they will have to go back to war. And, it was intended to stabilize the Netanyahu government so he could get all the hostages out. But even the president says that's not likely. And when you look at Hamas being present, it's not very likely. So this whole thing is going to...
Wait, how is it not likely? Hamas, proposed the plan of releasing all the hostages. Israel just needs to leave Gaza. That's what the entirety of phase 2 is about. It is. So what does he mean? It's not likely for all the hostages to be released. Why would Hamas need to keep the hostages if Israel's out of Gaza? And stopped blocking the freaking aid trucks. I agree that Israel leaving seems unlikely. That's not what she said. She said that Hamas releasing the hostages seems unlikely. Right? I do agree that Israel's not going to leave. And they will do whatever they can possible to not leave. But there's no evidence that Hamas is going to like maintain or keep hostages, despite that's what the ceasefire plan is saying they need to do. The only person who is violating the ceasefire plan is Israel, right? Netanyahu's own war cabinet has come out and said that they're intending to, they're not intending to abide by the ceasefire negotiations past phase 1, or even past phase 2, where they get the hostages back.
Fall apart. So he could get all the hostages out, but even the president says that's not likely. And when you look at Hamas being present, it's not very likely. So this whole thing is going to fall apart. They're going to go back to war. And now the plan is that, okay, well, that's going to happen, and then we're going to take it over. But even though this plan isn't realistic, the damage has been done in many ways in the region in terms of setting back the broader interests that this administration has already stated. And so that's the thing.
What does she talk? I don't know what she means when she says setting back. What interests? I don't know what she's talking about. Whose interests? Saudi normalization? Okay, that makes sense actually. That makes sense.
Thing. You get this little tactical move, but the strategic damage, happens right away.
And also, Anderson, just to build on Beth's point, what are we not talking about? We're not talking about whether or not the Prime Minister Netanyahu, who is still in Washington, moves to the phase 2 of this plan, which was the big issue, right? That would involve the Israelis pulling back, having a ceasefire that's longer and more permanent. That all got wiped away in the discussion of the president's
Well, it also makes
ideas.
the U.S. in control of the security, or responsible for the security of the Gaza Strip, which I don't know of anybody who wants that role. I mean,
from a president who said he wanted to get out of the forever wars.
Right.
The other oddity here.
Yeah, nation building. I mean, literally condo building.
Literally.
Yeah.
And the other oddity is that he's doing this at a moment that he's dismantling USAID.
Right.
And, rebuilding Gaza would probably cost more than you spend on USAID.
Yeah, David
But he also said he wasn't like U.S. isn't going to spend a single penny on rebuilding Gaza. So I don't know who he's doing the whole Mexico's going to pay for it, but who does he intend on spending money? Like private equity? He's going to maintain ownership over Gaza, private equity gets involved, and then funds the what's it called? The development of Gaza. And then they now own property in Gaza that they will of course upkeep because it's their property now. And then Gaza's rebuilt, and then it becomes a tourist destination. Is that how he sees it going? If the U.S. itself is not going to pay for it, but then also what private equity is going to pay for the development of property across the world that there's no guarantee will be safe because there would be resorts there. He still tries to do the rich guy shit at the government level. I'm paying for absolutely nothing out of pocket. Yeah. And that's just not how it works. I mean, good luck to them, though, I guess. Oh, this is the same link.
Beth Sander, I appreciate it, your time. Thank you, both of you.
What? Mike Johnson is
Fourth joint address
to the state of Israel.
Wait, what happened?
You're invited to Israel this year in Jerusalem. I know you're busy, but find space to do that.
I can't wait.
You'll be welcome on a red carpet.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, what? like a 5-minute press conference? Oh, following the closed door meeting. That makes sense. They had a closed door meeting, and then like Netanyahu just invited him to Israel. I mean, cool, sick. Might as well be shaking hands with Hitler. I mean, has he has to do an emergency landing in a country that will arrest him? That number is getting smaller and smaller. I saw somebody sent me this in the chat. Hawk to a girl, Haley Welsh broke down in tears while talking about the alleged rug pull of her coin. I want to look at this, and then we'll look at the Kanye's crash out a little bit. I'm curious about what's going on there.
I want to start by saying thank you to all my true fans and all the people that actually watch my stuff, and they.
Who has? Does she have true fans? Does she have people who are like, man, I'm a huge fan of like Haley Welsh. That Hawk to a podcast is the greatest, the bestest. Oh, you're right, Connery's fans. Yeah, she rug pulled from them.
Keep up with me. We're trying to sort out all the pieces and stuff to like get all this figured out and make everything right. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry.
No, don't cry. Don't cry. Don't cry. Everything's gonna be good.
Why is FaZe Banks going on the Talk to a podcast?
We're gonna be good. And guys, listen, just as a temperature check, I just want to say, the first thing that she said to me off camera was, the minute you DM me, I really wish I just texted you and called you. And that speaks to me because of how I was introduced to crypto, and we'll get into that. But I'm also kind of on the back end of things too. Like, their team's been very forthcoming. My team is vetting them the fuck out right now and has been for the last week.
Wait, okay, if her team's very forthcoming and she's not at fault and they're not at fault and he's not at fault, who's at fault? Because somebody did a rug pull. Somebody rug pull, people. So somebody's is the problem here. Not everybody can be the victim. Somebody got to be the perpetrator.
Thread Guy and Frank, they're going to be on this episode. It's such a weird blend and mash of worlds. No,
It rolled out.
Don't cry, Haley. It's fine. It's all going to be okay. Life is going to be okay. Oh, Haley, no.
No, don't do that.
No.
Don't stare at me.
When comment request to make a song about cheeseburgers. Thank you, double cheeseburger deluxe. That makes sense to me.
Oh, no.
You just
You're adorable.
Just give
It's
us a
gonna be
minute.
okay. It's going to be okay.
Well, so basically, how this idea got brought to me, it was supposed to be like what do they call it, a long-term coin. And the guy that ran the account, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna."
Yeah, no, I don't believe that. I do not believe that in the slightest. You want me to believe that she was making a long-term coin called Hawk Tua coin? She wanted people to hold that diamond hands for Hawk Tua coin? I do not believe. Do not believe. And who sold? Who sold? Somebody sold. Somebody rug pulled. I don't think she understands crypto. Understood enough to scam people. Got him.
Changed like the way everybody thinks of crypto. Crypto is going to be a good place, and I feel really bad for all the people that got affected by it, and it just didn't go the way I planned. And all the money out of this episode is getting donated to all the animals that have been affected by the fires up here.
And I'll match it. Me, Ricky, I'll match it, whatever. It's really, really important for me to make sure that we address everything, get through all of exactly what happened. I think that it's really, really important at this point to be totally transparent about everything that happened with you and your partners and this launch and in crypto, and what makes this bad and what makes what Iggy Azalea is doing maybe even good, and what makes Trump's doing different, right? I want to get through all that.
Okay. How did Iggy Azalea get involved? I'm not watching this podcast to find out. Look at her saying she's going to bed. That is a funny clip. All right, guys, I'm going to bed. Oh, okay, Daily. And she just hangs up.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay. I guess we're talking over here, and I don't know.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
It's so good. The silence. The silence. Eric's just like, there's like, Haley, you know this is your project, right? You can't just leave. They're just like, okay. And she just dips.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Okay.
And she disappeared from the internet. I don't know if this was her first reappearance, but she like left for like freaking months.
Guess we're talking over here, and I don't know.
Hey guys, I hate to interrupt you, Nick. Hello there. But anywho, I'm gonna go to bed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
She should have just done VA, yeah. Like the power she put behind that anywho, right? I could feel the heart and soul behind it, you know what I mean? Put her in, I don't know, something. Caillou or something. We're gonna dress him in Dr. Seuss remake, true. But yeah. What's up, Pat? Did you see the Kanye Crashout? Listen. I haven't seen the Kanye Crashout like that. But bro said slavery is a choice again. He's hitting all the high notes. He's like cosplaying as like Asmongold. Let me stop. Where do you even start with this? He goes fuck Virgil, which of course, like it's Kanye. You know the only thing worse than fucking for free, fucking for money, fucking for free. I feel like he said that one before. Yeah, I refuse to bite the bait. Never meet your heroes. What is he even talking about? And he said that he was a Nazi. Like he met Kai Cenat. Oh, that makes sense. He did meet Kai Cenat. That's true. That's true. He's being a little he's being a little ambiguous here. It's hard to tell what he believes, really. From these tweets, it's really hard to get an idea of just kind of his belief system. This was big, unfortunately. Honestly, the only banger that I saw was him saying like "fuck reading," and I'm just like, that's kind of funny. Oh my goodness, he keeps going. He just keeps going. Drop the F slur. Oh my, I didn't know it goes on this long. Bro, how many tweets are these? Okay. I don't know if I can show you this word, but it says, all you Kamala dick writers F slur. F slur don't mean gay either. I mean, it's kind of poetically progressive. He's like, I'm not talking about gay people. I'm just calling you the F slur. He's supposed to meet up with Kai again next week. Honestly, I think I would still do it. He said, Puff, we love you. Like, who is we, dog? He's in jail for sex crimes. He dropped the slavery is a choice line. Wait, did he delete the rest of his tweets? Bro, where's the reading one? So he deleted the rest of his tweets and then just went on a full crash out for 13 hours. At this point, he's just doing it for the shock value. Yeah. As I said, I turned down 3 photos this week with Make-A-Wish kids in wheelchairs. Like, okay, all right, sure. Sure. Why does he tweet in all caps? Oh, and says, except for the one where he said Hitler is so fresh. That was not in all caps because he means that one. But the rest of them are in all caps. But okay, there's a few that aren't in all caps. Anyone who called my wife's Grammy look a stunt is dumb and lame. Yes, you. Space. She's been dressed naked for 2 years. Space. Now all of a sudden it's a stunt. Space. Every single bitch on the planet wish had her bravery, body, platform, and access to money, and a husband that supports their personal expression. Space. There are a lot of things they had to converge for this moment to happen. Okay. Also, I'm not joking about the spaces. He actually put those spaces in the, like, he's not using periods to separate sentences. He just uses a bunch of spaces. So, yeah, cool. Also, didn't he come out as like? Didn't he say that he like? Bro said, "I used to be woke," and then showed a picture of him with a shirt that says "Say no to Nazis." He's like, "I used to be woke back in my day. This was wokeness." Being like anti-Nazi. Wait, did he just post again? 55 minutes ago. I channeled Andrew Tate's on a few of those tweets. Okay. Bro name dropped Andrew Tate. I'm happily out of touch. I mean, this is like a career crash out. Bro said, I got in the shower and remember and thought of like 6 tweets. Let me see what I can remember. Oh. Somebody posted this underneath his post, and he was like, I used to be woke, as a way to cancel out the gotcha. Like, oh, you like Nazis now, but you used to hate them. He's like, yeah, I used to be woke. He also stopped for a second in his whole tirade to tweet I heart Ty Dolla Sign, or I love Ty Dolla Sign. So he's like, I'm just gonna take a little break from tweeting to like shout out some people I love. Ty Dolla Sign. Like, I don't know if Ty Dolla Sign wants to be involved with this, but I mean, go off, I guess. Bro, how many tweets does he even have? Also, he took a break to drop his Yeezy Sean John collab, which is just like 3 like plain colored T-shirts with Sean John written as a signature. I mean, go off, I guess. Puff gets 1 call a morning. Okay. He's doing his thing. I don't know. I don't know what to say about that. Just take just a brief look in the eyes of somebody going through it. But like, bro, what is going on with Drake too? What is happening in hip hop news, bro? What is this? What is this? What is he wearing? Why does he have the Caillou color scheme? Wait, yeah, Caillou I watched had like a straight blue hat. What kind of Caillou is this? Why does he have a rainbow hat? Woke DEI Caillou. It is woke DEI Caillou. Bro, I don't know. I don't even know what's happening nowadays. Um um yeah. Did you go, dog? Thank you. Good morning. Not gonna lie, Kanye's fall off hurt me. As a half black guy, I would never forget making my white family listen to the whole college dropout album twice on a long road trip. I'm working on my this slave shift. Anyway, Drake fell off too. I mean, true. You guys are Chief buddy. What's the word? Eagles. Eagles, because I don't want the Chiefs to win again. All right, they've been winning too much. We need. It's Black History Month. All right, it's Black History Month. And if a biracial wins the Super Bowl again during this month, I might go crazy. Patrick Mahomes don't need to win again. I think that's the Chiefs. I know nothing about sports. I'm going to say Philly Mahomes needs to be stopped. Close enough? Thank you. Unfollowed? Right, Mahomes is the Chief. Thank you. I don't know anything about sports. It's black excellence either way. I just don't like the Chiefs. The Chiefs have won too much. If Peyton Manning wins again, I'm gonna lose it. Listen, I have personal beef with Peyton Manning. The last time I cared about sports was in 2015 when my hometown team went to the Super Bowl and it was rigged and they lost because Peyton Manning was retiring. That's it. That's it. It was Peyton Manning's final game. He was retiring. And somehow he won the Super Bowl. The Panthers were like 15-1. Right? During the regular 15-1. Do you know the last time the Panthers were 15-1? It was 2015. Do you know the time before that the Panthers were 15-1? Practically never, okay? They had the best season they ever had in 2015. And they clawed our way to the Super Bowl. Clawed our way to the Super Bowl. Did we 18 regular season game? 18? Why are they upping the number? Already destroyed the Panthers. Go Broncos. The game was rigged, and you cannot tell me otherwise. It was rigged. Rigged. Cam Newton had a massive collapse that game. Von Miller wrecked them. To be fair, Cam Newton has always been pretty inconsistent. Like, and he was the win condition. You know what I mean? Like, Cam was a man that season. Cam was good, don't get me wrong, right? But again, when Cam didn't play well, the team didn't play well. You know what I mean? Which is like, it makes sense for the quarterback, but like our offensive line was like, okay, all right, but like Cam just kind of carried. And then from then, it was just, it was downhill. Right? Riverboat Ron left a few years later, and then the Panthers never been the same since. Never been the same since. The Sharon 100% confirms that he leaked his own meat pick. I mean, he did. That's what Kendrick said. Kendrick said, they leak videos of themselves to further push the agenda. Did you see the Kendrick interview? I did not. What? There was a Kendrick interview? Kendrick. This is an hour and 30 minutes long. And 30 of it is an intro. Who would have a 30-minute intro to their live stream? What do you think Kendrick Salas will be at the Super Bowl? Honestly, probably pretty similar to the pop out. Pretty similar to the pop out. I don't think they're gonna play Not Like Us 6 times. I think they might play it once though. I think they'll play it. That'll be the entirety of halftime. Maybe twice. It'll definitely be played once. The West Coast Unification is going to be the key element. I mean, obviously, if SZA's also performing, they're going to play Luther. Like, that makes sense. It's their collab song on his newest album. Like, they're gonna play that song. There's also going to be like a lead up. What's on right now? 30 for 30, Luther, NLU. Nah, I guess TV off. TV off maybe. But I don't think it's gonna be like just his like newest album. I think they're gonna go back in history a little bit, but it's hard to tell because his discography is pretty long. Bro, my left ear loves this. But Kanye and Arkham Asylum had it ruined, tossed the key. Don't you know that that's how the Joker was created? Do you really want a Kanye Joker?
All right, my life is in your hands.
Scared, man. I told you I got you, bro. You got movies to film.
Yeah, exactly.
Put your seatbelt on. You seatbelt on?
Yeah, let me get it on. Hold up.
Mine's on, by the way. Don't be fooled.
Oh, it is on. Oh, I didn't see. All right.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, people are gonna be saying I look soft. All right, got you. All right, that's funny.
In the studio, if it's been a while, you know, you might come off with a little bit of writer's block. So we always got this thing about like keeping the pen low.
Can y'all hear this chat? I don't know why it's you know, I'm just gonna look it up on not this. The NFL posted it on Instagram and TikTok. Put it on YouTube, dog. What are we doing here? Put it on YouTube. You know, I'm watching it on TikTok. F you watching it on TikTok.
All right.
It's still the left ear. He's only left ear on everything. Whatever.
For this exercise, going there, doing 16 bars, going home, you know, always just keep moving. How I feel if it's been a while for you.
Yeah.
Take a minute for you warm up in front of the camera, take a minute to remember the lines, get into the character. How long does that, what's that process?
Yeah, all the above. You know, I try to prep at home. But the thing about acting is if you don't have an audience, it's just a form of insanity. You know, then you're just, what are you doing? You know, so I'll definitely try to warm up and then, you know, lose that self-consciousness when you finally get back out there.
Yeah.
But that takes time. You know, I always try to embrace failure. You were talking about that the other day. You know, that.
This feels weird. It feels like a.
The most important part of a bad day is like the way you leave it. And if you could leave a bad take or a bad day with a.
He's trying to, you know.
Positive attitude, then you got nothing to fear, you know.
Vincent Van Gogh. I think the audio is muted.
I think that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions about me as an artist.
Get into the character.
I'm always locked in and I'm always trying new things. Now, whether or not I like them is a whole nother conversation, but I have to keep the pen moving. You know, it's not from sanity. And it's also has given me the opportunity to learn myself. You know, find out who I am.
You mean through the styles of expression or the actual lyricism or everything?
I mean, because when we write, man, you gotta sit and go through the emotions and be vulnerable about it. You know, whether it's a fun song or sad or, you know, got some type of depth or not. This is still...
Chat, this video started off with him not putting on his seatbelt because he thought that Kendrick didn't have his seatbelt on and he didn't want to look soft. Like, what are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? This is a malleable white boy. Bro is going with the flow. He's like, whatever you do, I do. We're in the back. I'll show you after this finishes.
Relatively, your personality, you know, pushing through. And so a lot of these records are right, man. It's a lot of stuff I probably would never express or even known about myself if it wasn't for an instrumental behind.
Why did you put a phone number in the chat? What does that even mean? The time out for 60 seconds. Just ban him. Call it live. I'm not calling it live.
With my projects, it always been that one record.
It's a Florida area code. I don't even know who that is.
I feel like
I call it from a hacked Google Voice account. Why do you just have a hacked Google Voice account? Whatever, it's fine. Cheddar's shooting their shot. Wait, honestly, I respect that.
With my projects, it always be that one record. I feel like that I want everyone to hear. You know what I'm saying? In order to push the narrative or just the message.
No, it was not Wesley. That's not Wesley. Unless maybe it's just somebody named Wes.
The tone that I want to get across. I can have so many other records that have different narratives and tones, you know, like reflection, right? To preserve a space for that one that I want everyone to hear, that's what That's what pushes me, man. That's why I like The Man at the Garden and even the fact that it's at the top of the record.
Yeah, that's how it felt like to me, you know. Also just being a fan of your music forever and knowing like where you're at.
He's 100% doing a black set. He's 100% doing a black set. Respect.
Now, man, like it's this crazy Super Bowl halftime show, and you just keep climbing, bro. It's like amazing.
Appreciate it, man. I mean that, bro. Yeah. Man in the Garden, I mean every word on that motherfucker, man. That's probably the easiest record to write. You know, and I figured out who I am in this present moment. You know.
Anyway, okay. This is him not putting his seatbelt on because Kendrick didn't do it. Or he thought Kendrick didn't do it.
My life is in your hands.
Scared, man. I told you I got you, bro. You got movies to film.
Yeah, exactly.
Put your seatbelt on. Your seatbelt on?
Yeah, let me get it on. Hold up.
Mine's on, by the way. Don't be fooled.
Oh, it is on. Oh, I didn't see. All right.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, people are gonna be saying I look soft. All right, got you. All right.
He didn't put his seatbelt on because he thought Kendrick didn't have his seatbelt on. He was like, no, my seatbelt's on. And he's like, oh, okay. I didn't want people to think I was like soft or anything. I'm telling you, he's a malleable white boy. You know? He's like ditto. You feel me? When he's in the presence of a black person, he could just morph. That's what a good actor can do. This was a month ago.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up?
Hey, welcome. Hey, welcome.
What's going on?
Welcome, Timothy, to Record Surplus.
My state proclamation from the university, from the state of Minnesota.
Oh, please explain, if you could explain that to the people.
Minnesota proudly acknowledges the legacy of Bob Dylan with roots in Hibbing and Duluth. Dylan went on to become a globally...
It sounds so different here for some reason. I can't tell what it is. Maybe it's a different haircut.
Influential musician, shaping music and culture worldwide. And Bob Dylan's journey from Minnesota is captured through stories and music that resonate with audiences both past and present, embracing themes explored in Dylan's biopic, A Complete Unknown. And we are pleased to welcome acclaimed actor Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy
Chalamet to Minneapolis. His visit highlights the ongoing importance of arts and culture in Minnesota, bridging our musical heritage with contemporary artistic inventors. Artistic expression vital to our communities. All people are encouraged to celebrate the rich cultural legacy of Minnesota and recognize those who emerged from humble beginnings to make a lasting impact in music and the arts. Therefore, I, Tim Walz, Governor of Minnesota, do hereby proclaim Thursday, December 5th, A Complete Unknown Day. Thank you, Nardwuar. Thank you, Nardwuar, for having me on. Thank you,
You are so complete, like you're reading it all out.
Absolutely.
And notice at Record Surplus, who do we see on the wall?
We see the Beatles.
And Bob.
And we see Bob Dylan.
For you.
A little Bob Dylan underneath. I think that's probably 1962 or 1963 Bob Dylan underneath a picture of the Beatles. Nardwuar, demos on dan dum bo demo dum. Nardwuar, demo don dim.
Nardwuar. 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 Nardwuar.
Yeah, it kind of feels like he's just a little different. Something's a little bit different about him. Are y'all watching Super Bowl chat? Super Bowl's happening. I don't have my phone with me. Where's my freaking phone? You know what? Watch Timothy Chalamet do a black scent while I go find my phone.
In the studio, if it's been a while, you might come off with a little bit of writer's block. So we always got this thing about like keeping the pen low. Or this exercise, going there, doing 16 bars, going home, always just keep moving. How I feel if it's been a while for you.
Yeah.
Take a minute for you warm up in front of the camera, take a minute to remember the lines, get into the character. How long what's that process?
Yeah, all the above. I try to prep at home. But the thing about acting is if you don't have an audience, it's just a form of insanity. Then you're just, what are you doing? So I'll definitely try to warm up and then, lose that self-consciousness when you finally get back.
I get it. It's just like a promo for the Super Bowl. The two famous people. That's about it. Oh, yeah, I saw this as well.
This is legendary. This is legendary. Rockstar, I love you. It might have been Rockstar, but I don't know if it's I love you because I don't know sign language. I think she's right. I hope she is. I think I know she's right. I don't think she can do no. Nothing wrong. Oh, hold on. Let me get Spider-Man. Yeah, they come on this side with us.
That white boy.
Spidey scissors.
Auntie.
Being his accent with black people, exactly. You notice how he still has his accent when black people around. You know how Tom Holland go like, "What's up, cuz?" Nah, he's still British. He ain't stopped being British. Timothy.
That's it.
Timothy.
Hey.
Hey, go.
It sounds like he's just an overly enthusiastic white uncle to me. Also, okay, for any of my Asmongold fans, did Asmon talk about me recently? Because I keep getting comments on my Instagram like Asmongold owns you. I'm just like I haven't. Like Asmongold hasn't talked about me in like a year. Also, I would refrain from saying that a white guy owns a black guy, but that's just me. During Black History Month, you can tell this is like a real black family. There's too many of them in one place, okay? Too many of them in one place.
Auntie, them cutting up. That girl Mills.
Party? Yeah, I am like my family is Zendaya. We're family, I guess. King Kendrick has the historic opportunity to call out Trump in front of the world, needs to do it, even if he points at him and says A minor. He's not gonna do that. Why do you even think he would do that? Age 9, Holland began dancing in a hip hop class with Nifty Feet Dance School in Wimbledon, where he performed his school group 2006 Richmond Dance Festival. He had some exposure to black people and is fairly diverse, and there's always complaints by gamins that they never see white people around. I didn't say he didn't know who black people were, but he's still a white boy inside. You know what I mean? He doesn't try to be black or try to put on the facade of blackness. For JPEG Mafia, this is kind of funny. Don't you love it when like somebody attaches themselves with somebody horrific right before they do horrific things? JPEG Mafia, let's address some things. Oh really? Oh really? Let's see what you have to say. Wait, let's see what you have to say. Let's address some things, shall we? No, again, he's doubling down. Doubling down on Kanye's crash out? You know what, maybe. Because it's like nothing Kanye is saying now is new. He's literally just reliving his old highlights, right? He dropped Slavery as a Choice again. Like, nothing he's saying is new. So if you've defended Kanye like last year, you're gonna defend him through this as well. Right? Like, why not? Also, I wanted to point out that Peggy wrote for Ye. Yeah. Pretty recently too. Dropping like Kanye's still my idol. I don't care what y'all have to say type beat. Like, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I know I did never got into his music beyond the song appearance. He loves the dude, and loves that he loves Hitler. I won't say Peggy loves that Kanye loves Hitler. It's more just like he just doesn't care. You know what I mean? He loves Kanye, and like he will look past the Hitler love and support because he loves Kanye. He's the personification of the "but he made graduation" meme. You know what I mean? Like if you take that meme and distill it down into one person, this is who you get. But he made graduation. Like that's what you get. Oh, but I also okay. I also wanna take a look at the true savior of this country. And it's not Kanye, obviously. It's one man who can actually save this country. And that is Stephen A. Smith. That's right. I'm joining the Stephen A. Smith 2028 train. He will be the nominee, and I will vote for him. I will vote for him. I thought it was a meme at first, but my mind has been changed. I have been swayed.
But I was just trying to make a profound point, and that is that I think the Democratic Party and
the best upcoming streamer ever. Thank you, Maxwell. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that. That's why I am also starting my bid for 2025 Streamer Award Rising Star. That's right. That's right. It may be a whole 10 months away. It may be a whole 10 months away. Who has my song? Look at that. Highlights. Now, to be fair, now may not be the best time to play this song, considering what's going on with Yes, then I'll hit up Nick with but the song still stands. Can be like, Nick, Tears is funnier than Trump.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Jake. I live as a capitalist. Okay, I live
going to be in Austin
Ultra
soon
Runner just subscribed.
For
Wesley in shambles.
Unrelated. Ultra Outrunner, thank you for the 2-month resubscription. For spoilers, unrelated reasons. Please let me on your stream, please. You got 2 people to get Rising Star. I'm going for Rising Star next year, please. I beg of you. I beg of you. That's what I'm gonna be like. I'm gonna be like, please, Nick, please. Please, I'm poor and need to eat. Rising Star. I need a rising star. Can you read my message? Because nobody does. I read every message. I wanna go so far. Aim for the stars. A rising star. That's me. That's me. That. I heard niggas in need of somebody who could stream with right now. It's crazy. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. That's me. Oh, Nick. Oh, Nick. Oh, Nick. Oh, Nick said, please, please pick me. Me, I'm free, free. Nick, please, Nick, please, Nick, please, please pick me. Me, I'm free, free. Pick me, pick me. Nick, please, I'm your rising star. Please, I will go so far. Please, I will hop in the car. Road trip, please. I'm your rising star, Nick, please. I'ma go so far, Nick, please. I'm your rising star. Road trip. You stream in the mornings, so do I. What you want, please, I won't die. I'ma cry if I'm not picked. I'ma cry, what is this shit? Oh, I'm a rising star. Oh, I'ma go so far. Oh, I would never say the things Young Dabo said to you and your friends. What I need to do, please tell me what I need to do. What can I do? What can I do? You please, I'm your rising star. Please, I'm your rising star. Please, I'ma go so far. Please, I'ma go so far. Nick, please, I'm your rising star. Nick, please, I'ma go so far. Nick, please, I'ma hop in the car to a road trip for a road trip. Listen, if you see some things that I said about Asmongold, I didn't mean it. All right? If you see the things I said about Tectone, I definitely meant it, okay? I meant that 100%. But, like, I did not mean what I said about Asmongold, right? When I said... Okay, it's done. That's my favorite part. I like that part a lot. Yes, yeah. True time to strike. Nick needs new collabs. Listen. That's a Woody song. I was just saying that to myself again. No, we all played it again. Honestly, it kind of popped off. Right when I get in the zone, I get in the zone. You know what I mean? Get a poke feature and it's GG's. The idea is my responsibility to address something another man is saying on his own merit as a little kid shit. All you have to do is ask me about this. Wait, all of you ask me about this regardless of personality one day, but for now, let me just say this. Bro, like, say what? Say this? Does he, like, but for now, I'll just say this, like this part? Like, why does he keep ending on the, what? Why does he keep ending tweets, like, and then going to another tweet that posts a tweet? What are we talking about here? Accidentally hit enter just like me for real. He did this last time too, though. He says, let me address some things. And then he goes to a separate tweet to do the addressing. Why? Flowy Chloe, thank you for the 5 gifted subs. Yo, much appreciated. You know, my dog's name is Chloe. I like that name. Welcome in. I'm not going to his page to find out what else he's saying. You know, maybe it'll come up later. You know what? Okay, I'll check. I'm curious. Oh no, he literally is like arguing with people like in his individual tweets. He's not even like tweaking. He's not even quote tweeting like his own tweets. He's just going tweet by tweet by tweet. Oh, let me address some things. I've seen on here people saying I'm 5'4". It's not true. I'm 5. Okay, Now let me address Ye. The idea is my responsibility to address something another man has said. We already see all that. I do not support Diddy. I am not a Nazi. I don't hate Jews. I don't like Trump. I hunt pedos. And I am the Grim Reaper to all women beaters in my general vicinity. This is true, but before Ye tweeted tonight, and it's still true now, is that enough for you 11-year-olds? In a week, when you perform with the children, forget about all of this. I'll bring it up again to see what you really stand on. Because I've been observing since I was in the music industry, and one thing I know about white teenagers on Twitter is that they don't stand for shit. And this person says, apparently hitting on Nazis is performative. Hitting on Nazis is performative, apparently. You don't hate Nazis, you just want engagement. You don't even think about Nazis IRL until it's time to start tweeting something mean to me. Like, dog, you're being co-signed by Nazis. Like, what are we talking about? Like, you co-sign Nazis. All this on an app that is owned by a billionaire who threw Nazis a few weeks ago. If you hate Nazis, why do you support this platform? Like, bro. You're wrong, Yor. Oh, he deleted it. Dang it. I caught it, though. I caught it. You can't get away from me. You can't get away from me. You used the wrong Yor. You used the wrong Yor. You can't hide. If he posted again with the right URL, I'm posting it underneath it. Oh no, he just moved on. He just deleted it and moved on. Bro, he's like tweeting through it. Like I said, feet on land, you would never hit a Nazi. Y'all just want to tweet and then put out a shitty soccer leak under it. But he's also on the platform too. So okay, if he says that like I hate Nazis or whatever. Oh no, he didn't say. He says I don't like Nazis, or he says I am not a Nazi, right? But also like, he also apparently doesn't hate Nazis because he's also on the platform. So like, bro, has done this like every few months because this is what you have to do when you are a Kanye stan. This is what you have to do. Like, you have to do this. You have to do this. You have to have this level of brain brokenness if you are a Kanye stan. That's why I left Ye behind. I was a huge fan. I like a few Ye songs. You feel me? But like, I was never like a stan. I never was like, yo, no, I need to sit down and listen to a freaking College Dropout or whatever. Like, I didn't feel like I needed to. Because I don't feel the need to be like, or to contextualize my fuck Kanye stance, because it's fuck Kanye. Like, but when you were like, I need to love Kanye, you're going to end up defending Nazism. You are. Do we have to worry for Kai now? Listen. Kai's going to do what Kai's going to do. Kanye is no different today. This is one thing that Peggy's right about. Like, Kanye is no different today than like he was last week. So people who were hanging out with Kanye last week, people who were writing for Kanye last week, don't lose anything. Nothing changes now. He's been saying the same thing, right? And last week was the Grammys, and freaking Kai was like, I need to go talk to Kanye. I need to go talk to Kanye. And he was planning on streaming with Kanye in Japan last week. And so if you were planning on doing it last week, you don't, like, nothing changes. Nothing changes with, like, today. It's the same thing. I think Ye's kids, like with Kai, hard to distance yourself from him. You're hanging out with his kids. And, like, I don't think Kai is going to. Because, again, if Kai was down with hanging out with Kanye, like, Ye's been a Nazi. He has. Yes, he's been a Nazi. He was hanging out with Nick Fuentes, like, straight up. He's been a Nazi. If you were fine, he said this stuff like a year back or so, or no, not even just a year back, like 2 years back. Like, yeah, Milo Yiannopoulos, freaking Richard Spencer, like, going on like Tim Pool's show, like defending Hitler and Nazism, like shutting out Candace Owens. Like, what are we talking about? He's been a Nazi. When's the name Donda or whatever album Hitler? Remember that? I don't remember that. No. He was hanging out with Sneeko, who's the most watched person ever been watched in the history of watching. So, like, if Kai was fine with collabing with Kanye after doing all of those things, there's no reason why he would need to collab with Kanye, or he would be, like, apprehensive to collab with Kanye now. Like, if you were truly principled, you would have hung out with Kanye to begin with. He believed these things. Right? But I don't believe people are truly principled. This is on IMDb. I didn't know IMDb had, like, articles written. Robert Kanye West in his obsession with Adolf Hitler and Nazis apparently was so big he went to name his 8th album Hitler. Like, four separate sources claim to CNN the rapper suggested to name the record, which was released in 2018 after the infamous World Leader, before going with Ye reports. Yeah. Yeah. This is what you do when you hang around Nazis, right? This is what separate the art from the artist leads to. You're going to eventually be asked to defend Nazism or some other kind of reprehensible behavior. When you have the position of separate the art from the artist, right? And you defend the art so much that you end up making excuses for the artist. And then you end up defending Nazis. He was texting Kai while talking on stream about his Grammy experience with Jay-Z. So where does he Peggy glazing Kanye at this stage in his career, where he's releasing half-finished songs he can't even be bothered to rap on? I had a video on how Kanye is always a garbage person. Even then, it's really separating the artist from the billionaire. Even if he was just an artist, he would have been done. True. Before Kai, Jonah Hill fixed Ye for being really good at 21 Jump Street. I did enjoy 21 Jump Street as well, so. He always glazed him, at least since I knew of him. But, like, he can't even just say, like, yeah, no, he's going crazy right now. I disagree with him. Right? He has to defend him in this way. Right? He has to defend him in this way. Because, you know, you gotta glaze. You can't even just say, like, yeah, no, I hate Nazis. Kanye was wrong. He has to be like, what? We go to be like Nazis are bad? You want engagement. He wants to keep collabing with him because he idolizes him and his music. Yeah, it's just. He also turned into a shitlib recently, vote shaming third-party voters. Isn't it interesting how people who are like, who shitlibs, who shame third-party voters and say like, oh, they're the reason Trump won, always seem to be hanging out around with Nazis and Trump supporters and stuff? Isn't that interesting? The same people who are like, oh, third-party voters are the reason why Trump won, I hope you guys enjoy this, also seem to be cozying up to Trump supporters who are very openly Trump supporters. Interesting. I'm talking about Ethan. Ethan's doing that, like, currently right now. My new bestie. Like, bro's hanging out with Waka Flocka Flame, and I don't know if he knows this. I don't know if he knows this. But Waka's a Trump supporter. And I thought he hates people who supported Trump. I thought he was like, oh, people who supported Trump, they're the worst. They're so bad. But Ethan's hanging out with them, talking positively about them. But no, like, Hassan's the problem. Hassan's the issue for actually voting and telling people not to vote for Trump, which you're totally fine with Waka. Again. Sure. He's in the same category as Lil Pump now? Yeah. What is Lil Pump even doing? I know he was doing OnlyFans at some point. Like, what is he even doing? Is he in jail? Let me check his Twitter. He's getting 100 likes on his tweets. He talks about gambling. Well, he released a... What? Okay, I need to show you guys this.
Today we're gonna do a day in the life of Lil Pump. So we're gonna walk in a barber shop right now, and after that, I might buy a watch. I don't know, I might buy a watch. I got one yesterday. We're gonna go 2 for 2 today, 3 for 3 tomorrow. Let's get it. Butterfly doze.
I thought that was Connery's pants for a second. I was like, why is Connery's pants here? That is not Connery's pants. I thought it was, though.
Space coupe look like a UFO. Whoa.
Was that Kick? Wait.
Butterfly doze. Space coupe look like
the Kick event? Why is he at a Kick event? Who are these kids?
a UFO. Whoa. Smoking on dope. Damn. They call me, cause my eye real low. Pulling up foes. Whoa. Baby mama whip a pot on the stove. Whip it.
I also want to point out, this song came out like 7-8 years ago at this point that he's playing.
Hey, no joke. No, you the type nigga go cry to a hoe. Butterfly doze. Alright, so this is a before the haircut, This is before the haircut, and you about to see after the haircut. I look rough right now. Crazy. See this tape, boy? She's look fresh right now. I'm fresh. Yeah. Let's get it. We're halfway there now.
Fighting with XQC and Banks at Aiden Ross's boxing event.
According, I'm gonna let my beard grow. I was looking rough. Now I'm back. I'm back at 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. Let's go.
Wait, he's still kind of looking rough. Like, what's going on right here?
10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10.
Who's watching this content, by the way? Wait. Lil Pump, we love you, Pump. I can't wait for you to shut the mouths of all those who've been talking shit about you for years. F the haters. Yeah, Adrian did be replying to Elon Musk. Exactly. Exactly.
Let's go. So we just finished getting a haircut, and now we're about to go eat. We're about to go eat some food, and then after that, I'm gonna go buy a watch because I'm bored today. It's what rich niggas do when they bored. Dude, we at Twin Peaks, dude. So right now,
Like, this is so sad. Look at this man, bro. Just look at him. Look at him right now. It's so sad. Can he really say that word? No. No, he cannot.
so right now, we just came from Twin Peaks. We got drunk as shit.
Ran out of gas.
Oh yeah, we ran. Damn, we should have got that.
I thought you were rich. Rogue said he's going to buy a watch because he's so rich, but then he ran out of gas. What do you mean you ran out of gas?
Go get the gas.
We ran out of gas, and now the watch is here, bro. So let's get ready for this. And we still have in the car. It's just kind of fucked.
Like, do you not understand how he never said he wasn't negligent?
Oh shit! Should we do it here in the car?
Or you want to do it?
Whatever.
All this one is even fit, so I don't know if I want to take a link on it or not.
Wait, he's not going to like a watch store to buy a watch? He's just like has some random dude like come up to him and sell him a watch? Like he's not gonna like test the watch or anything like in the parking lot?
I think it'll fit, Loki.
Oh shit! Yo, this shit's tough. Damn. What's this Rolex called?
That one, I don't know the exact name.
We can find out, chat. We can find out. This is what I'm curious about how much he paid for it and how much it actually costs. If it's real, which I am dutifully doubting. Yeah. 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 Okay. New? Obviously, Rolex is not going to tell me. It's like $20,000. It's like used is $20,000. $19,000. It's hovering around $18,000. If it's real. If it's real. Here. Hold on, let me grab it again. And I'm doubting it's real. Right, but you can buy it for $12,000 on eBay. Which I don't think you should. How much on Temu? This doesn't work for image search. Gosh darn it. I want to see if it's on Temu. This person's selling it for $9,000. DH Gate, $78. $69. $500. $500. $500. Buy one and sell it to pump. Honestly, it's a racket.
What's this Rolex cost?
That one, I don't know the exact name. I gotta figure it out. This is for new, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Damn, that shit is fire! Hold on.
You took something you know is valuable off your wrist and just gave it to this dude for something you didn't even verify if it's real or not?
Oh, it's perfect.
It fits perfect, right?
New watch alert. What's this one called?
I don't know the name.
He just...
Oh, this shit's so beautiful. A new piece of the collection. New piece. Damn, this shit's beautiful, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Got a special delivery. Special delivery. I got this one yesterday and I got this one today. We 2 for 2 today. Tomorrow we're going 3 for 3.
What's in there?
Bro, in here, you know, that's amazing. Quick, throw this in my pocket, cuz.
Oh, he hit that pretty quickly. He hit that pretty quickly. You have no idea how much money that is. That band doesn't even seem that fat. I mean, I'm gonna be real. That stack is kind of. You expect, you know, famous rapper Lil Pump to have a stack look like this, but it look like this.
That's amazing. Quick,
Wait, why did he turn it away from us? I wanted to see what it was.
Quick,
Wait, why did he turn it away?
Bro, in here, you know, that's amazing. Quick, throw this in my pocket, cuz. Throw it in my pocket. So we got 120 over here, and we got a little 40 ball over here.
No shot. Denim's content on Ethan dropping right now. Denim dropped a video? Like on YouTube?
A little 160 on.
They're trying to get jumped again?
160 on, we got the rack gauge in here.
Yeah? Okay, I am slightly curious. Is it on Denim's TV? Denim's Daily. Twitch ban of Denim's. Oh, Rob's Media. What is this guy even doing? Why does he never talk about me? Why don't these people ever talk about me? You know why? Racism. Soon. Oh, also, okay, I have to check again. Maybe now they'll have me on. They have to. They must.
Hello? I can't hear you. Hello? Oh, the Murakami. Yeah. You know, we got the Murakami one. We got the Jacob and Gold, the Ben 10 watch. I'll pull out some powers. Oh. I call this the Ben 10, and I call this the
Ben 10.
The Murakami.
You're right. It's just Sean the Black too. You know what I mean? That's what it might be. Maybe just Sean. No, they don't have it. Here, we'll finish this off and then we'll watch the Denim's video. Yeah, Top Voice is 9 years ago.
She bad as fuck, boy. I need that check, nigga. I'll get with that any day. I need that check, boy. What?
Alright, somehow I wasn't already following. All good. Welcome in. never fall too late.
You're gonna end up buying me all these watches and some more jewelry. I'll get with an old bitch like that.
Then I flip it in the real estate. See me, I go for bitches. Take it. Similar individual, original, down south, white collar criminal.
This is the life of an unemployed man. I just want to point out.
Coronao, se lo meto por del lado. Yeah, she fucking for the clout, bust a nut in her mouth, then I'm out. 50 hoes down south, now don't eat out. Malibu beach house.
That's Sexy Red? Why is Sexy Red at Aiden Ross's boxing?
I love me a groupie, I swam in the
I got red.
He's swinging with his chin up, bro.
Crazy. This shit ain't crazy like a street fight.
Wait, this is the event? The lights are still on. It's like morning time. I guess this is like the main card event. Bro, this is kind of sad. This is the event? This is a high school gym. It honestly kind of looks like it.
Damn, Bree's finna check out.
Nah, it's so wet. What I'm gonna say?
How's everything been? Are you good?
And then XQC just pops up. When Banks one day leaves phase, I will be happy. He's the founder. He's not leaving. If anything, he'll just take a back end role. Less of a face view. Bro, no, like XQC is like, it's so funny to watch this like a day after XQC talked about not having friends. Like nobody's even here. Like they're sitting on folding chairs, and most people are just standing up.
What the fuck is happening?
Most of the people are a production crew.
Life is Roblox.
Wait, he said, wait, who are these guys? He said life is Roblox?
Life is Roblox.
Who's Vex Bolt? Vex Bolts. 5 million followers on TikTok? Who is this guy? Who is this guy? Wait. What? Who is this guy? What does he even do? That's Cumsley's brother? Who is that? It's the Let Him Cook guy? Oh! That makes sense about why he has so many followers. He became a meme. Okay, what about Poe Envy? Who's Poe Envy? 500,000 on TikTok? He's the dirty room guy. I know. Okay, this one I know. He's the dirty room guy.
I hired
this guy. We watched him on stream like a year ago. I didn't know he was like a creator.
Hired maids to come clean my room. As a Roblox streamer, my room gets really messy sometimes, so I decided to finally hire some maids. This is before the cleaning. They even brought their own vacuum. That'll be helpful. They're already hard at work. She's doing a great job of cleaning my room. They did make me pay extra because they said it was very messy. However, I'm finally getting rid of this chair, so if you're driving
The
by
girl who ate all the buffets. Okay, I don't know who that person is.
my house and you see this on the street, go ahead and pick it up. It's all yours. My bathroom's all clean now. Look at this. They even got rid of that little orange circle in my toilet. I kind of want it back though. I might purposefully create one again. Who knows? We'll see. Anyway, here comes the moment of truth. Are you ready to see my room clean? And voila! Look at this. It's like walking into a brand new house. It doesn't even feel like my room anymore. It feels like I'm living in a...
Bro, that's so much mold on the carpet, bro. That's hazardous.
fever dream where I never existed. Look, they even put a trash bag in. I don't use trash bags, but who knows? Maybe I will now. I guess you gotta wait and find out. Now, this looks pretty good so far, so stay tuned. I don't know where we're gonna go from here. Maybe we'll go outside.
How to get verified with only 500,000 followers?
Cleaning my room because a girl's coming over. Guys, I've got a girl coming over and my room's got to be spotless when she gets here. I don't want to gross her out. Here's the room before. This is the situation outlook.
And honestly, this reminds me of that meme on Twitter. The mess doesn't feel authentic. It feels fake. Like Asmongold's mess feels authentic. You know what I mean? It feels like, okay, that's real rot, right? This feels like fake rot. Like rage bait rot, you know?
I think it's gotten pretty bad. But we're gonna get this fixed up real quick. Those crunchy socks down there between my dresser and the bed have to go. That's no good. If she finds that, then she'll definitely be running. Now, I did finish all these Cokes. These
Like he has a water bottle here. Like it doesn't feel real to me.
peppers. I told you guys I would. I'm taking them down. I drink the old ones. They taste fine. The Starbucks did not look good. I wasn't going to drink this anymore. I think I'm done buying Starbucks because it molds really quickly, which isn't good for like saving for later. I found a spoon on my floor. I don't even know where this comes from, but it didn't look good. Do you guys ever do this? I left this sandwich out and I totally forgot to eat it. This thing was rock hard. Look what I found. I found a picture of me when I was a kid. Can't you see the glow up? I look really good now. Anyway, this orange got molded, which seems kind of weird because it still has a shell, so that's a bad design. Anyway, though, we've made a lot of progress. It looks so good. I think she'll be really impressed when she gets here because, I mean, like my gaming setup's clean, so when she sits down to like play League with me, I think it's gonna look really good. What do you guys think? Like down here, this side's not, it's pretty good actually. But overall, I think it's looking really good. Please wish me luck on my date, guys. I'm really nervous, and I think it's gonna go great. Thanks for watching.
The stains aren't fake, but like
cleaning my room
because feel like authentically like messed up, right? Like Asmongold's mess is mess that happened over the course of years. This person just had this mess cleaned up.
I hired.
Oh, to be fair, this
cleaning
one was
my room because
this video came first, and then this video.
who I'm voting for as a Roblox streamer. I didn't really know who to vote for, so I went to Kalshi and looked at the betting odds, and right now Trump is up. He's like really, really up. So I think I'm just going to follow the sheep, and I'm going to vote Trump because I want to be part of the winning team. That's all that matters.
Like, what even is this content?
Big news on the Mr. Bass drama. He has texted someone named Twiggy saying that we're back with another Mr. Bass and World of T.
What is this content?
Pow Envy, what happened?
Bro, we were streaming. I was trying to get a girl. I had all my drip on, and they stole everything. Like they ripped my shirt.
Like he's like this is average cake streamer behavior, honestly.
Chain.
This is like average kick streamer behavior.
Cleaning my room so my girlfriend doesn't break up with me. My girlfriend said I have to clean my room. And I've been eating a lot of pizza, so we gotta get those pizza boxes picked up. This was a bowl of ramen. Now it's a bowl of crust. It's really hard. It's like a rock. This isn't good for the bowl. I'll probably have to throw it out. This used to be chicken noodle soup. I used it in Tupperware because I never do the dishes. You'll have to trust me that the black stuff is actually maggot poop. There were maggots in this, but I got rid of them. Also, the coffees have been really bad. All that black stuff is like, I think mold. But a lot of flies have also landed in here.
Like it's like obviously rage bait. I guess that answers the question of who this guy is. And also makes sense about why I still don't know who this Vexboat person is. Right? This guy, I understand how he got like an audience. Like, oh, this guy's disgusting. That's how he gets an audience. I don't know who this guy is though. Like he's like the let him cook guy, but like sure. But like he gets like millions of views per video, and like it doesn't make sense that he has an audience.
That
You want to give him a pass? But he's like millions of views per video. Like, I have to see what is his largest video? What is his most popular video? I need to know.
Put the mango down!
This is for my winter arc.
Put the mango down!
This is for my winter arc.
Put the mango down!
This is for my winter arc.
Put the mango down!
This is for my winter arc.
Put the mango down!
Does it mean going around with people mass unfollowing because we got like 18 million followers? Okay.
Yo, chat, you wanna know what's crazy? As I stand in this line, nobody in this line knows that I made Let Him Cook. Yeah, no, Let Him Cook. Like, deadass, bro, I thought people would be like surrounding me or something. I guess that's what happens when no one knows that you made it. Yo, chat, you wanna know?
If you're seeing this, it's already over. Vexfuls has been left in 2024 and has not moved on to 2025. This is my last video ever, but Let Him Cook legacy will be carried on through the Let Him Cook challenge. 20 people are gonna win $1,000 each, but the grand winner.
Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him cook. I said let him cook. Let him cook. Let him cook now. Let him.
Sorry. I didn't mean to play it so many times. My mouse died, so I had to like plug it back in. I realized I haven't said anything for like a okay. I was so focused on trying to figure out who this guy is that I don't even remember the last time I talked. And I don't remember what I said. So we're just gonna close this tab. And we're gonna move back on and finish this video off.
We're gonna what? Okay, bet. We should do a stream. That'd be killer as fuck. I already got your number.
Hey, why the fuck y'all house over?
Who's this guy?
I've seen that clip.
Well, if this guy would stop pissing in bottles, we're gonna. I already got my number.
Is that real or no?
You know what? I'm leaving too.
It's this one right here, Pal.
Is that my cue to leave?
I saved it.
Butterfly dose go up on a Tesla. Send that bitch back in the Greyhound, she's an extra. Teacher ass.
Were they kicking people out? I wasn't listening.
You know what? I'm leaving too.
Well, if this guy would stop pissing in bottles, we're gonna. I already got my number.
Is that real or no?
You know what?
Oh yeah, he said let's squawk and talk. Then it couldn't even hold the venue for like an hour afterwards. Anyway, that's Lil Pump, I guess. I don't remember how we got here. Oh, from Peggy. Let's listen to the Denims video on Ethan. There's a high school basketball game at 10. Where Denims addresses the allegations.
Get a load of this dumbass. What a stupid fucking dumb bitch. Holy shit. Yeah, that's defamation. Straight up, man.
That's defamation.
Okay, first of all, she's a fucking bitch. Shame on you. Fuck you. Here's a Hassan Orbiter Denims. You guys might not know who she is because she's mostly irrelevant. This is a disgusting human being. She's a vile fucking piece of shit. And yes, she is a fucking bitch. That's a fucking bitch of a person. She is earning the coveted distinction of being a fucking bitch. I have decreed, let it be known, that Denims is a dumb fucking bitch. What a vile fucking human being.
Is that against YouTube TOS?
Hey guys.
YouTube has told people to report the video. I would never say such things, but YouTube has said such things. Who has a link to the YouTube thing? Ring, ring, ring. My phone, perfect timing. Ring with me. I found it. Wait, how does this account get suspended? Anyway, YouTube said to report the video. I don't know why this account got suspended. You're been fired, bro. You got something going on here. Keep it up. I appreciate that. Thank you. Elon covering. Reports have done nothing in the past. This whole channel needs to be examined. Doxing and harassment, the other corners of this creator. We understand this can be frustrating. Our team is take special care in reviewing content as fairly as possible. We really appreciate your understanding as we work to uphold our community guidelines to the best of our abilities. I don't know how this got or why this got suspended, but YouTube has been saying to report the video with the official reporting tool.
I think I pissed off Ethan Klein.
So Katie, you sent the video we're already watching.
Hasn't had a lot of nice things to say about me since the incident.
45,000 live viewers, by the way. 45,000 views. She had like 45,000 live viewers.
So, yeah, I got around 45,000 viewers covering Ethan Klein's content nuke on Hassan. The video was pretty terrible overall. And I think anyone that wasn't sure before is completely certain now that Ethan has become a shell of his former self. I mean, shit, I used to watch this guy in high school.
Hot take. He's always been like this. He's always been like this. He just was able to pick better targets in the past.
School.
I wish I could fucking memory zap my face.
I'm never a fan or a sub. Me too. Man, it feels great to be black.
After watching this shit.
Now, this video isn't going to cover the whole manifesto because, well, I already did that on my stream. But I did want to respond to some of the clips of me that I've seen floating around. Before we get to those clips, I wanted to address Ethan and anyone else that might have noticed that I was silent or sometimes needed to control myself to make sure I didn't laugh.
Once again, speechless?
You're my hero, bro.
Nothing to say, girl! Say something. More Nothing to say? Coming out. What's funny about that? Nothing to say? No comment?
I can't believe.
No comment! No comment. That's amazing.
I wouldn't say she's a shell. He's a shell. He just shed the progressive sheen. He's trying to grow over himself, and this is his true self. A disgusting piece of shit. True. Yeah.
The problem is that Ethan is lying. It's obvious to anyone that knows anything about the topic before going into the video, and it's also obvious to Ethan. I'm silent and trying to control myself because I honestly cannot believe that the Ethan Klein isn't afraid to make such a dishonest video. In each clip, I am holding out in the hopes that he brings it back or explains himself, and each time he never did. He literally just leaves in flat out lies. And if you don't already believe me, let me show you. The first clip is about a Sneeko fan that harassed Ethan Klein. Ethan Klein says in his video that this was because of Hassan. The clip is supposed to be me saying that this is obviously a Sneeko fan and then being dumbstruck when he's proven to be a Hassan fan, but he's not. Ethan is lying. Let's watch the clip from his stream.
45,000 people and nobody's got a problem. Watch this one.
Fuck, bro, you're ugly as shit. You look like a rapist. Bro, look in the fucking. You look like a fucking rapist, Ethan.
Ethan.
She.
A funny thing is, you saw through his face from the jump. This clown Ethan is sitting on a foundation of paper. I mean, yeah. To be fair, like, I'm not gonna like come at people who like thought Ethan was different or changed, because I can understand where you came from or to arrive at that position. But to bring it around to my point that I make consistently, is Black History Month. So like, I'll speak for my people here, not for all marginalized communities. But when you have a person, a creator, who've built their entire platform off of the harassment and the denigration of entire swaths of marginalized people, once that content shifts, if they have not effectively been held accountable for that content, and they have not effectively atoned for that content, then when that group of people comes back around and inevitably doesn't forgive them, that underlying bigotry that has not been addressed will come out in the future. And we've seen this time and time and time again, right? Even from like more progressive people than Ethan. Like, for example, we'll take Vosh. Vosh is somebody who, you know, talked about being like, you know, right leaning in the past, and claimed to have changed, been more progressive, and is better now. It's different. Until a Black woman dared cross him in Professor Flowers, and he used and mobilized his entire, you know, audience that's like 100 times the size of Professor Flowers, 1,000 times the size of Professor Flowers' audience, brought her on stream just to dunk on her, right? And targeted like his audience to harass her for the crime of being a Black woman in his presence and even questioning the things that he's saying, even when he was objectively in the wrong, or dropping like, you know, tactical N-words and stuff, you know. This is what happens. And there's just evidence that this is the case, right? And Ethan Klein is just another example of that. Somebody who is a descendant of a worst time of the internet for all marginalized people, who made his millions, he made his following, he's made his audience off the backs of those millions of people who wanted to hear him denigrate Black people, say a bunch of slurs, wear a blackface or whatever. And then when he decides, oh, this is not enriching me any further, now I want to change my content to further enrich myself, without properly reflecting on the things that he does and the harm that he caused, right? 2016, 2017 was the best era of YouTube. Wesley, I don't want to deal with you. Okay, you're gone. You're done. You had your opportunity to come in here with your homework. You got 24 hours. You can do an unban request. If your unban request does not have a link to a YouTube video with your homework, I'm going to deny it. I'm going to deny it. You have 24 hours to go do your homework and submit your unban request. If your unban request does not have a link to a YouTube video with your homework, I'm going to deny it. So I hope you enjoyed the attention you got for the last 2 days from this community, but we're moving on.
Horrified by what he said, or she's like, got him.
Okay, can I just say really quickly, it's very obvious from the way that guy's talking, he's a Sneeko fan. Like, that's very clear Sneeko lexicon. Can we just be honest for just 2 seconds?
Let's get for the 5-month subscription.
Sweetbook T just subscribed.
Much appreciated.
SBABLOVE.
Be honest,
like,
finally,
be real.
please.
Wallahi, that is not.
What, Allahi?
No.
What does that mean?
Wallahi, I swear.
Oh, I swear.
to God.
Okay, good. She swears.
Oh my God, bro, I love you.
Thank you for the 5-month subscription as well. I appreciate it.
So sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro.
Once again,
I
speechless?
You're like you're my hero, bro.
Nothing to say, girl!
You're the coolest guy.
Here's the, you just went a whole fucking, you just grandstanded on how he's obviously just must not be a fan of Hassan. And like, How could she sit there so stupid and smug? Oh
Like,
my
just
God.
Again, Ethan is lying. His proof isn't proof at all. The first time this guy shows up during this stream, it happens 15 minutes earlier when he meets Hassan's crew. Notice he doesn't react when they say they're going to find Hassan.
Right now. What are you guys doing? What kind of content?
We're just streaming. It's live streaming.
Oh, live streaming?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm just like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a content creator too, bro.
Sure.
I do content. So you're just literally live right now?
Yeah. Yes.
How many viewers?
He has no idea who Hassan is.
A couple. A few.
Few?
Yeah.
Like what, 30?
Probably
Like
more
what,
than 30.
30? That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, I would say more than 30. Yeah.
Dude, guys, my YouTube channel is @datingandmoney. Please subscribe. @datingandmoney. I talk about
That's
Palestine on
crazy,
there.
bro.
I talk about Palestine on there.
Okay, hell yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I want to find Hassan.
It's so funny when this is going on.
Okay. Where is this guy? Where'd he go? Yeah.
But yeah, just type in and then dating and money, guys.
Just listen, chat. Do not fucking go to
not
dating and money.
Chat.
You better stay here. Do not go to that. We can't afford to lose any more viewers. Hassan has fallen on hard times. You know this.
Now, the clip from Ethan's nuke, which happens 15 minutes later.
Oh my God, bro! I love you, Hassan. Can I give you a hug, bro?
I'm so sweaty, bro.
I love you, bro.
I'm so sweaty.
I love you, bro. I have to interview you. You're my hero, bro. I love you, bro.
This one is pretty ridiculous on its face, so I'll just leave it there. But here are some of the nice things this guy had to say about Hassan and me on his Twitter. You know the difference between you and Hassan?
He talked about, well, he says he talked about Palestine and they both immediately clock him.
Not Nasrallah.
Trying to segregate YouTube and Twitch chat. Trying to get special treatment. I mean, Carlos not even on right now. Carlos turned off. So Carlos not even giving you the answer. Rest in peace.
The difference between, Ethan, the difference between you and Hassan Piker?
Yes, what? Please tell me. So insightful.
He never...
I don't deny rape. I don't support terrorists. I don't lie and gaslight and manipulate my audience.
The second clip is about a stream Hassan did reacting to Hassan Nasrallah. The accusation is that Hassan supports Nasrallah and I made a fool out of myself by saying that that wasn't true, only to be immediately proven wrong. Let's watch. He never said Hassan Nasrallah was a good guy.
Right.
You
That's
explicitly said Gallant was a good guy.
Right, exactly, of course. Invented the legend of the Nazi atrocities.
I don't have an issue with them. I can't believe I'm calling Nasrallah base. I mean, listen. Listen. You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these...
No comment. That's amazing.
Here's my comment. Hassan is reading a chat message. Yes, seriously. He goes on to explain that the reason the chatter might find himself agreeing with him is that Nasrallah is well educated.
You have to remember something, okay? A lot of these dudes, you see them in their fucking fits, and you hear about like some of their attitudes about like
hear whatever Ethan has to say. I don't know H3 schedule.
Hey, people, for example, and you immediately fucking resort to Orientalist perspectives, not realizing that these motherfuckers are better read than you by a million. You might not agree with his methods, but ultimately, this motherfucker has read a shit ton of books.
Okay, I thought those two clips were fun, but the next clip is a little bit more serious. Before we get into it, a quick palate cleanser. You'll notice when we get to the next clip, Ethan Klein put a banner labeling me as an ex-Destiny orbiter. He's doing this to distract from the fact that he's currently orbiting Destiny.
Hassan and his community is desperate to link me to Destiny, someone who I don't even know. They claim that he like ghost wrote my video, that he's my favorite creator.
There is numerous, I want to put this out. There is numerous pieces of evidence that states that Ethan Klein gets talking points directly from Destiny and Destiny's community. It's, in my opinion, irrefutable evidence. Irrefutable evidence that that's the case. I just want to point that out. Point it out, no matter what Ethan says, the evidence is irrefutable. He's not yet accurately refuted it, in my personal opinion.
I wonder why people might think that. For one, Ethan uses Destiny's subreddit as a source for his stream.
Irrefutable, same difference.
Here's him doing it in October, and here's him explaining why he got the Frogan section of his video wrong.
Here, it's right here.
Oh, never mind.
It's right here. Right at the top. Frogan Rising Star 2024. Right here. What even is this post from? Is it even from Destiny subreddit?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so that's the post.
Yes,
so that's the post. So that is where I found it. And like, I'll admit that was sloppy.
But really, we could also just ask Destiny. Here's what he had to say on October 22nd, the day after Ethan Klein got caught browsing a subreddit.
I know it wouldn't look good for Ethan to publicly do anything with you, but if you reach out on private at all, well, privately we chat a ton, of course. Why do you think I've been off stream so much the past week? I'm like scripting these fucking videos. But publicly, I mean, it's difficult to associate with him because Hassan is just going to accuse me of like mind fucking him, basically, right?
If Ethan Klein is willing to lie about all this other stuff,
I will say, to be fair, because I know Ethan's going to bring this up. He's going to say that Destiny's joking and memeing. Like, to be like, obviously it's not true. Because Destiny's kidding, yeah. Even though, like, again, there's evidence that he coordinates with Destiny's audience. I mean, it's cope. I mean, I wanted to tell you what he's going to say. Right? He's going to be, oh, it was a joke. He was joking.
what else is he willing to lie about?
I never fucked Destiny.
You want to address this video at all? No, I think he will.
Anyways.
He'll just be like, he'll just explain, defend, refute, even though it's irrefutable. Confirmed. That's right, chat. I'm making it a thing. Irrefutable is now a thing.
On to the final clip.
You may think it was a misspeak, but it's not. It was calculated.
From believe all women to pics or it didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were murdered on the spot.
Here's the thing, though.
You have to prove that, by the way. Like, that's also something that can be proven. Like, that is a very wide claim to make. You know? Which is irrefutable, true. Like,
are believing the women who
saying that, like, well, obviously the vast majority of people who were raped were killed on the spot. That's not a thing. That's not a claim you can just make by being like, well, obviously that's the case. The reason there's not reports is because they're dead. Actually, trust me, bro. Which can be proven. I mean, it could be proven if there was like independent investigators actually who were able to do investigations, and you know, Israel didn't kill all the journalists who were in Gaza in the first place.
Didn't happen. The vast majority of people, if not all, who were raped were murdered on the spot.
Here's the thing, though. We are believing the women who come forward and talk about their sexual abuse or experiences. I'm not going to believe fucking Biden when he tells me that everybody's getting raped.
But he's gonna let Kanye go. I assume Kanye ain't gonna say shit. That's my lock. If you want my opinion on whether or not Kanye's going to stop associating with him, I think, depending on whether or not Kai can get Kanye to stop talking about politics on the stream that they do together, I think it'll still happen. I think maybe if Kanye's like, no, I have to say like Hitlerian Nazi talking points on your stream, then maybe Kai will be like, nah, I'm good. But past that, I don't know.
That's insane.
Mm-hmm.
You realize that that's insane, right?
Yeah. Obviously.
Dam Goldstein Almog was kidnapped from her home on October 7th by Hamas terrorists and was held captive for 51 days. Though only 17 years old, she witnessed the murder of her father and sister on that day and is now speaking out about what she witnessed in Gaza as well in a new documentary by Sheryl Sandberg, Screams Before Silence. In new footage, Agam reveals that sexual assault and rape was a regular component of the life as a hostage in Gaza.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
Hassan, maybe you would like to call her.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. Ethan takes that line of this documentary saying sexual assault and rape were a common component as a life as a hostage in Gaza, as this person being raped consistently over 51 days. And he did no further research into what that even meant from this Sandberg is the Facebook girl boss lady. Yeah. But even in this documentary, right? The claim is not being made that this person was being like assaulted herself. But he takes that one sentence to mean like, oh, this person has to have been raped. Therefore, all these leftists are wrong. His baby comprehension and didn't do any research. Yeah.
Liar.
Because it fits his worldview.
Doesn't matter if fucking rapes happen on October 7th.
There are dozens of testimonies from witnesses, most of who were in hiding and heard or saw it. What's the problem, fucking bitch? Did you not hear what they said? You respect women? Why are you calling them liars? How fucking cool is that? Say something. You just said you believe victims, but here it's a victim right now, a woman, telling you this happened, and you're smiling? How do you disprove firsthand testimony? She goes, I wouldn't believe it unless it was firsthand. Here's a 17-year-old whose family was murdered in front of her, and she was kidnapped for 50 days and continually raped while being in captivity.
Wrong and false. This is also not firsthand testimony, right? To like sexual assault happening. She has firsthand testimony to murder happening. She has firsthand testimony to being kidnapped. She doesn't have firsthand testimony to experiencing sexual assault. She talked to other hostages who talked about being violated. That's secondhand testimony. Like, through that chatter that takes everything literally and knows the streamer's intentions every step. Yeah.
Activity. Nothing to say? Nothing? You're not gonna fucking acknowledge what just happened?
It's so funny to like it's somebody to yell at a still image to be like, say something. Say something. Why are you not talking, Denims? Why are you sitting there and not talking? He's super charitable. He at least thinks that it's firsthand, even though he misunderstood the claim. I mean, yeah, but like, so he's both wrong on it being firsthand and about the claim itself.
Acknowledge what just happened.
I can't believe he gave her a chance to defend herself and she just stayed silent. Yeah, she sat there silent, dumbfounded by his prowess. There's one hostage that gave firsthand testimony. It's not this girl. Ethan could have found the one real example and failed. He just doesn't care. Exactly.
This woman who you claimed was continually raped in captivity did not claim to have been raped. In fact, when she was released from captivity, she had this to say.
ואז אחד מהם, הצעיר, עשה איתי הורדת ידיים, אבל הוא הביא מגבת, כדי לא... כי אסור לו לגעת בי. אישה היא מאוד... אישה היא קדושה שם. אישה היא מלכה. היו עושים לי שיחות איך לשמור על אגם. הסברנו להם שגם אצלנו לפעמים כן יש שלאדם יכול להיות חבר, או יכולים להיות לה כמה חברים לפני שהיא תתחתן. אני אפילו מעודדת את זה, שהיא תתנסה, שהיא תכיר, לפני שהיא אצלה מוסד הנישואים. אבל היינו מתאמתים על זה.
Later, she did a different interview for a documentary, which is what Ethan put on the screen. In that interview, she says that at least half the hostages she spoke to said they were sexually assaulted. At no point did she claim that anything had happened to her. And to my knowledge so far, no
You don't like the video? I can't like the video until I finish it. I need to know if I actually like the video or not.
And first-hand accounts of being sexually assaulted in captivity.
כל פעם שפגשתי מישהו היה לפחות מישהי או מישהו אחד
There's a witness testimony is hearsay, which isn't acceptable as evidence in court. It's not necessarily hearsay. Like, it's still secondhand testimony, and it's, you know, important to contextualize, right? But that's when you need to, as a journalist, you then go to the person. You use this person as a direct way to get to the first-hand testimony, right? It's not like worthless. It's still useful. But it's useful in that you can now use this person as the bridge to get to the person who has the first-hand testimony that you can then corroborate, right? But you cannot take secondhand testimony at its face value and be like, you know, all right, I don't have access to that person, but I do have access to you. You are now raped. You have been experiencing sexual violence because I say so. because I don't want to do the work to actually corroborate this this story. It's laziness at its core.
התעללות פיזית. כמעט, כאילו חצי מהן.
Now, other women have also claimed that while they weren't victims themselves, they spoke to others that were, asking people to believe secondhand accounts that change with no explanation is insane. I take issue with other people manipulating these women's horrific
Is that lazy
experiences
publicity and extrajudicial killings? It could be both. But yeah, you're not wrong.
to fit their narratives. I have said countless times that in any military, paramilitary, or terrorist attack, there will unfortunately be sexual abuse. American troops have been found guilty of this countless times over the past few decades. I have to believe that there was sexual abuse on October 7th. I will also always believe victims who come forward to talk about their sexual abuse. I stand by that.
Again, testimony
But
is essentially the
you don't
definition
care
of
about victims,
hearsay.
Ethan, because if you did, you wouldn't make up lies just to push your anti-Muslim Arab bias. What bias? This bias.
I do, on the other hand, acknowledge that, like, I think per capita, a lot of the weird fucking terrorism and crimes and shit, I mean, there's definitely some strong thread of violence through the Muslim community.
Yeah.
Or Arab Muslims, to be more specific.
Anyways, that's the video, and in case Ethan doesn't want to watch it, here are my thoughts straight from his mouth.
I'm not watching the video. What's the virtue in that?
I did everything
Literally,
right,
if you
and they
want to know what's my
indicted
opinion,
me.
just watch the fucking video. I went through he goes, he's not political and he's a fucking idiot. Good, that's why I took my time to tightly articulate my thoughts into a video as concise as it can be. It's long because obviously I have a lot to say. And I think this stuff isn't so simple, which is why you need like
14 minutes
to say what I wanted to say. It's not simply something that you can convey so easily. And that you're not watching the fucking video, and that's somehow virtuous. That you're being a
Arab Muslims
coward.
are predisposed to violence.
You are
being violent. Well, more violent than other groups of people. Yes, he did say that. That is the thing he said. Honestly, there's probably a clip out there of Ethan Klein being bigoted towards every single marginalized group of people. Like, I don't care if there's a single person a part of a marginalized community, Ethan will have found a way to be bigoted towards them.
Literally being a coward, and that's virtuous in his community. Like, what are we talking about? How does his audience let him get away with this? I mean, yeah, sure, I apologize and acknowledge when I'm wrong.
That's with 30% of the population.
I love Destiny.
Have you watched Bad Bananas take down the video? Oh, you mean the 4.5 hour one? Fuck no. No. No, I did not. No, I will not. It's too freaking long. Wait, I have the power in my hand again, chat. I control whether or not the video gets 999 likes versus 1,000 likes.
We allowed them to create a...
I'm curious about this. Meet Zoomers aiding Musk's government takeover. On 4 times the speed, it will still be over an hour. I did watch it though. You watched Ethan's whole VOD yesterday though? Yeah, and that's different. That's first-hand accounts, chat. Ethan doesn't understand this. That's a first-hand account. You're getting me reacting to Ethan directly. I'm not going to react to Bad and Banana reacting to Ethan's video. You can watch the video yourself. Why would I extend my stream to be 16 hours long to react to a 4-hour long reaction to an hour-and-a-half video? Anyway, this is a 30-minute long video, dog. Is this a podcast? I'm a 22-year-old Zoomer. I did not claim Elon as autistic as an autistic individual. 2 times 3 makes it 2 hours. Still too long. Still too long.
essentially like weird pseudo religions that they all believe in and effectively groom generations of young men to follow in their footsteps. And now they're all invading Washington.
Over the past week, Elon Musk has been engaged in a near wholesale takeover of key areas of the U.S. government. Working under the newly minted Department of Government Efficiency, or DOGE, Musk and a team of young loyalists have been wreaking havoc on our institutions. Last weekend, they gained access to highly sensitive government databases containing the social security numbers, medical history, and more information on members of the American public. Musk and his crew have also gained access to the U.S. Treasury's payment systems. On Monday, staffers for the U.S. Agency of International Development, or USAID, were completely shut out of their offices and email accounts. All U.S. aid systems and operations were halted, jeopardizing the safety of staffers around the world. This takeover is being led by Musk, but he's recruited a group of broccoli-haired Zoomers with little to no government experience to help enact his plan. These 19 to 25-year-olds are suddenly playing critical roles in Musk's Department of Government Efficiency. And though these
How did he find these children?
men are now federal servants, Musk has gone to great lengths to hide their identities. He has falsely claimed that naming them is illegal, and on Monday, he began banning accounts that tweeted about them, calling it doxing. Doxing used to mean publishing somebody's private information, like their social security number or their home address. And to be clear, I still think that's very wrong. But now, conservatives are trying to claim that it means simply naming public servants. I think that revealing the identities of the Gen Z men who are now playing a crucial role in our federal government is very much in the public interest. These are teenagers, in some cases, who have been given an extreme amount of power and authority over our federal institutions.
They were his and Theo's interns. I can't tell if that's a joke or not. That's like a Blood Boy joke.
Night with absolutely no public vetting. They are at the center of a government takeover, working at the behest of a powerful unelected billionaire. We should know their names. To break down who these men are and what exactly Elon Musk is doing to the United States government, I brought in online culture reporter Ryan Broderick. Ryan has been covering all this and more on his newsletter Garbage Day. Ryan, welcome to Power User.
Hi, thanks for having me.
So I want to
Does that mean I could have been? I'm a 20-something-year-old STEM major. I should have worked as like Elon Musk's intern so I could be in control of the government. Just think about that, chat. I'm not racist enough, but like I could learn. I'm a fast learner.
About this group of young men who's carrying out Elon's marching orders through Doge. You wrote recently that this team of former iPad babies and incels have not only
You're right.
compromised the OPM and GSA, reportedly hooking up an illegal server to access federal employment databases, but they're currently blocking staffer access to U.S. aid, and over the weekend, they successfully infiltrated the U.S. Treasury's payment system. Why do you think it's important for us to know who these people are?
Yeah, simply, they're working for Elon Musk. Elon Musk is trying to carry out a bunch of illegal maneuvers.
Trust fund baby to our popcorn empire, also not a joke.
He is not someone who cares deeply or thinks deeply about any of this stuff. He is assigning former interns of his to these things. And based on what I've read is that a lot of the times they're just appearing on Zoom calls without even explaining who they are or what they're doing. These are not experts in anything.
Bro, all I need to do is get access to one email, get on one Zoom meeting, and I'm hired. That's it. That's it. I just need one Zoom link and I'm in. If it's just like you just need to join a Zoom meeting and nobody knows who you are and you just assume that like Elon Musk hired you, like that would be so funny. That would be so funny.
They're definitely young adults, I think, that have an enormous amount of power, and ultimately they're unelected and playing a pretty crucial role in government.
Yeah, I mean, the youngest one is 19, and I think the oldest one is 24.
All right, so let's meet some of these young gentlemen. To start off, we have Edward Corstein. He is a 19-year-old former camp counselor who also recently graduated from Northeastern University. He interned at Neuralink, and he's currently working in some capacity.
Okay, intern at Neuralink. Wait, he graduated Northeastern University at 19? I mean, good for him, I guess.
OPM and General Services Administration. Ryan, you also reported that this guy had an interesting nickname. Did you find out anything about his background?
Yeah, so his nickname online is Big Balls. From what I've read, he's a volunteer. This one seems to be the most nebulous of all of them. Like, no one's really sure what he's doing, but he's around.
Yeah, he seems kind of nebulous. I think he has an interesting internet presence. He was tweeting under a handle that had a giant, like, Humpty Dumpty egg that also appeared to maybe be Mark Andreessen. He's also potentially part Canadian. His father is a Canadian businessman who left his Wall Street job to buy the snack company Lesser Evil, which now has 103 million.
Oh, you weren't joking. I thought you were joking about Lesser Evil popcorn. I thought you meant like, oh, just not as good as like, I don't freaking know popcorn brands. No, it's actually just called Lesser Evil.
million revenue, so he's kind of a rich kid. We don't really know what this guy has done. Wired reported that he was appearing on calls where workers were made to go over code that they had written to justify their jobs, and he was added to another GSA staff call, basically just using his Gmail address. So no one was given any explanation, but this random 19-year-old is just appearing on government calls now. So next we have Akash Boba, a 22-year-old. He interned at Meta and Palantir. He attended UC Berkeley, where he was in a kind of...
Bro, I feel like we should jail anybody who interned at Palantir. Just legitimately. I feel like Palantir should just be a sting operation. Palantir should only exist to see people who want to intern there, and if you want to intern there, you go straight to jail. You know what I mean? If you ever apply for internship at Palantir, straight to jail. It's like a Rico case on Palantir. You see, Berkeley students only come from 2 flavors, hippie or fascist. It's Palantir school? No, it's not a school. Think spyware, but like real life. You know what I mean? Think like, what's that corporation from Cyberpunk? Think that, but years. Arasaka, exactly. Think Arasaka, but like a few years earlier. Before it got like totally like, you know, global takeover. That's what Palantir is.
A prestigious management, entrepreneurship, and technology program. According to his LinkedIn, which has now been deleted, he was an engineering intern at Bridgewater Associates hedge fund as of last spring, and he was a featured guest on a since deleted podcast, which was hosted by another Gen Z engineer.
Bro, I love how all this stuff is being deleted. Interesting. Are you telling me not a single one of these people had delete me to remove their internet presence or anything before getting a government job? Like, this is why the government has protocols for these things.
Engineer, and they basically talked about how they landed their dream jobs. I think it's kind of funny because this guy has been sucked up into Indian internet, and already there's a bunch of weird SEO like Economic Times articles about him, and it's like, meet the young Indian that's like disrupting the US government.
He's very interesting because Peter Thiel's fingerprints are all over that, and I think a lot of the soup that these guys come from is that kind
of... You gotta... Don't pause there, please. You can't pause after saying Peter Thiel's fingers. You can't do it. Please, 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 please. I thought I was going to go a different direction. My golly jeez.
Economic Times articles about him, and it's like, meet the young Indian that's like disrupting the US government.
He's very interesting because Peter Thiel's fingerprints are all over that, and I think a lot of the soup...
Is that fingerprints? I know he said fingerprints, but there was a pause between finger and prints that I thought it was going to go a different direction.
That these guys come from is that kind of like young Silicon Valley defense contractor, reactionary, you know, corner of society. Like all of these guys have Meta and...
There's another Peter Thiel blood boy. They're all Peter Thiel blood boys. The new crop, you know? The other ones got too old for him.
A bunch of his classmates were tweeting positively about him, though. One former classmate said, "Let me tell you something about Akash. During a project at Berkeley, I accidentally deleted our entire code base 2 days before deadline. I panicked. Akash goes..."
Imagine cucking potential future job opportunities for yourself just to ride for this random guy. You know what I mean? Like imagine you're like, I'm gonna apply at Apple, and they look up this tweet and they're just like, why would we hire somebody who deleted their entire code base 2 days before the deadline? Why do we do that? That would be stupid. Let's go with the other guy.
Project at Berkeley, I accidentally deleted our entire code.
Are people alive? How do you not have any backups of versioning in place? Chat, as somebody who graduated with a degree in computer science, my final senior capstone project, I was the only person who has ever written a completed program. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. The people who get to be seniors in computer science are some of the dumbest people you've ever seen. I heard a ton of people with CS degrees. It's sad. Like straight up. Like people with just no experience. because it's our capstone project, so it's pretty open ended about what we can do. And we were going over like, what technologies do you know? And they were like, oh, I just know what was ever taught, whatever was taught in the last class. That's it. That's it. Whatever was taught in the last class. And they were like, I was like, okay, what was taught? You know, I transferred here. What was taught in the class? And they were just like, I don't know. And I was like, okay, JavaScript, no. Okay, Python, no. Okay. Java, yeah, Java. I'm just like, okay. All right. So what are we gonna make for our product? Just what are we making? And they were just like, I don't know. I'm just like, okay. Because it was either had to be a website or an app or some like completed product about like a campus or like something on campus. And then so like we were just like, okay, let's make a website. No knowledge of HTML, no knowledge about CSS, no knowledge of JavaScript, no idea what a wireframe was, not showing up for the group meetings. Just some of the absolute dumbest people, bro. Some of the dumbest people. Like I legitimately I yelled at one of the people in my I told the story before. I was yelling at the Zoom meeting in the meeting before our final meeting because I was doing all of the work. I was doing all of the coding, all of it, literally all of it. And then I had to go back around and do the stuff that they did over. Like, okay, I'm gonna pull it out so I can tell you how many lines of code I wrote when compared to the other people in my group. Let's see. It's loading the data. I wrote, okay, I'll tell you this. So there are 5 people in the group. One person wrote 600 lines of code. One person wrote 700 lines of code. One person wrote 300 lines of code. One person wrote 1,300 lines of code. And I wrote 2,200 lines of code. I wrote more lines of code than everybody else in the group combined. Combined. Like, they're the same in their jobs now, I'm sure. Also, Bugigi, thank you for the tier 1. And Sage Zaf, thank you for the tier 1 as well. Just, why? I don't know why. I have no idea why they just did not want to participate. Why don't people do it? Are they just lazy? Don't understand how? Both. 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 Just both. Just straight up just both. They are both lazy and they're lazy and they don't want to actually do the information. They get into computer science because they think it's going to be easy money. Right? And they coast to get to their final project, and then they get carried to the final project, and then they go off into the workforce. And like 5 years ago, they just easily fell into a job and just stayed there. Now the market is oversaturated, and then they don't have jobs anymore. I'm actually curious to see if these people have any jobs. I'm gonna look them up. Most people doing in comp sci shouldn't be in comp sci. They're doing it because they want to work at Google or Meta and they want the bag, but they're bad at it. I fixed nearly 1,000 issues in a week at my only coding jobs. Can I tell you how many lines it was? I was a junior engineer, by the way. Tech is annoying. I don't miss it. There's a reason why I'm not in the industry right now. That's what I'll say. Like chat. Chat. You know, whatever. Whatever. I'm not going to get into it.
Code base 2 days before deadline. I panicked. Akash just stared at the screen, shrugged, and rewrote everything from scratch in one night, better than before. We submitted it early and got first in class. Many such stories. I trust him with everything I own. Both Boba and Korstein are listed in internal government records as experts, and they report directly to Amanda Scales, OPM's new chief of staff. Moving on, we have Gavin Klieger. I might be mispronouncing all of these people's names, by the way. This is a 25-year-old who also attended UC Berkeley. Most recently, according to his LinkedIn, he worked for an AI company called Databricks. He was a software engineer at Twitter before Elon Musk took over. And of course, he has a Substack. I don't know, Ryan, if you had a chance to review it at all.
Yeah, there's like 2 posts and they look like they were both.
Were they working for Doge? No. Physics and math PhDs because they're just philosophers with numbers. Med kids are English majors who read bodies and symptoms like books. Those are the STEM homies, the rest. Sci, Love, American Studies PhD.
Written by AI. His major outlet online seems to be Twitter, where he like 2 posts and they look like they were.
And of course, he has a Substack. I don't know, Ryan, if you had a chance to review it at all.
Yeah, there's like 2 posts and they look like they were both written by AI. His major outlet online seems to be Twitter, where he was a big fan of sharing posts from Nick Fuentes, the far right influencer, among other nasty kind of Trumpian people. So if there's any question of like where these guys align politically, there shouldn't be.
Yeah, this guy seems sort of overtly to promote pretty far right-wing extremists. I mean, Nick Fuentes is almost as far as you can get. His posts also seem pretty conspiratorial. He wrote The Curious Case of Matt Gaetz, How the Deep State Destroys Its Enemies, as well as another one titled Pete Hegseth as Secretary of Defense, The Warrior Washington Fears. He, of course, has no previous government experience. And when all of this came out and his name was leaked by Wired, he published another Substack post for, I think it was a $10,000 annual paywall titled Why Doge? And somebody on Reddit, I guess, paid or got around the paywall, and it's just a blank post. So he's trolling people.
I mean, that's pretty funny. That's pretty good, actually. I support that.
Also, you know, in addition to his boosting of Nick Fuentes Groyper content, Travis Brown, investigative journalist on Blue Sky, posted that Gavin has also been responding to literal Nazis, like open white supremacist fascist Nazis. So his online footprint is kind of controversial. Next, we have
Ethan. Kind of controversial. Thanks, Taylor.
Xiaotran, a 23-year-old. He was recently profiled actually by Business Insider back in September, talking about how he was a senior at Harvard studying computer science and the founder of an OpenAI-backed startup called Energize AI. I think it's really funny.
Wait, okay. What does OpenAI-backed startup mean? Does it just mean repackaged OpenAI? Like, why? How would that be useful if you could just use like ChatGPT? Like, I can make an OpenAI backed startup. It's just you build a front end that just makes API calls to OpenAI and then returns the data. Which, to be fair, that's what a lot of programs are.
That this kid already has one of these like BI hustle articles.
I don't know Energize? What is it? I'm closing some of these other tabs. I don't really want these right now. Close. Wait, I need that one open. Here. Close. Gosh darn it. That's fine. Energize AI. You're gonna love this, chat. Deployment not found. It's supposed to be a scheduling assistant for professionals. Using AI to like schedule things? Okay, cool, sick, awesome, amazing. It cuts out like 2 seconds that it takes to like send a Calendly link or whatever, or let us meet.
thought, Ryan, but the headline is, I'm a Harvard senior who balances college and my OpenAI-backed startup through these 3 productivity tips. One is time blocks, one is using an AI note taker, and the third is planned distractions, which I didn't really understand, but it's basically going to the gym in the evening.
Oh, sure. Yeah, no, of course.
He's definitely in the like Musk Altman world. He was the runner-up at a hackathon held by xAI, Elon Musk's AI company. He received a $100,000 grant from OpenAI to build his scheduling assistant.
Bro, these people just fall into money. They just fall into money, bro. Literally, they just fall into money.
And he's also written books, which I cannot tell if or where these were ever published, but they're available on Amazon. Stock Prediction with Deep Learning. It was his most recent book. And Stories from 2045, Artificial Intelligence and the Future of Work. He also built...
Bro, he's a college senior. What information does he have to write a book?
Doesn't have any government experience, but he did work on building Ballot Proof, which is a ballot security system that takes input images of the front and back sides of your ballot and uses image analysis to determine which errors prevent your critical vote from being counted.
I can't wait to have to use that in a couple years to vote before they like disqualify.
It's an AI book, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, but he's a senior at college, undergrad. What does he have to say that is so important about AI? He's a senior in undergraduate studies. He's not a grad student. He doesn't have a master's degree. He's not a researcher. He doesn't have a PhD. There is nothing useful that he can say on the topic. Nothing. Absolutely nothing useful he can say on the topic.
All of our votes. That'll be very fun.
Next, we have Gautier Cole Killian. He is a 24-year-old. He's mostly known online as Cole Killian, and he has a working email associated with Doge, where he's also currently listed as a volunteer. According to his now deleted resume, he graduated high school in 2019 and attended McGill at least through 2021. His website indicates that he worked as an engineer at Jump Trading, which specializes in algorithmic and high-frequency financial trades. His former website lists his interests as utilitarianism, effective altruism, rationalism, closed individualism, absurdism, Pyrrhonian skepticism, meta-rationalism, empty individualism.
Yeah, no, those are my interests as well. That's what my Tinder account looks like, actually.
Can you explain effective altruism?
Yeah, very simply, it's the idea that you can use an equation to solve for the maximum human happiness. So you can apply engineering and mathematics and economic principles to...
Yeah, I know the equation, right? It's called fulfill people's material conditions. Material conditions equals 100%. Poverty equals 0%. Happiness equals 100%. Confirmed. Give me $1 million.
Create the most amount of happiness for the world possible. And a lot of effective altruists are like, yeah, we should just like invest in mosquito nets. But then a lot of them, like Sam Baker-Fried, are like, no, we should make a stupid cryptocurrency and use that to give everybody money in the form of UBI. That's the major sort of tenet of the philosophy.
Moving on, we have Luke Ferreter. He is a 23-year-old Teal Fellow and former SpaceX intern. According to his LinkedIn, he dropped out of the University of Nebraska. While he was in school, he was part of the...
Wait, he dropped out? He's not even a college graduate? Sure, whatever.
Winning team that deciphered portions of an ancient Greek scroll and won them actually $700,000, which he received a part of. He also has a working GSA.
Fellowship makes you drop out? Wait, really? That's not suspicious at all. That's not cult-like at all. Just a little bit. That it makes you drop out of college? Yeah, that's part of it? That's insane. That's wild. That's wild.
Email address. They're all definitely 1 degree of separation away from each other.
Yeah.
The final one, which was revealed kind of after the initial 6, we have Marco Els, a 25-year-old engineer who previously worked for 2 of Musk's companies, and he graduated from Rutgers in 2021. He worked for SpaceX for a little, focused on satellite software, then moved on to working at X, where he's worked on Search AI, and he has now direct access to the Treasury Department systems responsible for nearly all payments made by the U.S. government. He has admin privileges over the code that controls Social Security payments, tax returns, and more. These systems have processed $4.7 trillion of payments in last year alone, and people are really worried that these admin privileges could allow him to bypass really crucial security measures.
God, just hit a dash force. Hit a get push dash force, please. just for the one time. I'm just gonna please don't do this. Please don't.
Measures and cause irreversible damage to these systems.
Yes, that is the major question with all of this, which is like, how much should we be freaking out about this? Because I've heard, yes, some of them have admin access and they've hooked up an illegal server, which is a security risk. I've also read arguments saying that a lot of what they're doing is the equivalent of like deleting a spreadsheet column and assuming that the money there goes with it, which is not true. I think also Elon Musk wants us to freak out and assume that he's accomplishing things when we know that he's incapable of accomplishing anything.
And I want to kind of talk about this because once these kids' identities were revealed, there was so much backlash online and people were really quick to attack them. Obviously, Elon Musk was deleting anybody that posted about them. But I guess I'm wondering, like, how harmful is it? Because, I mean, is it not a good thing just to play
You're supposed to download your social security record? Is that lib TikTok or is it real? Your social security record? What does that even mean? Viral PSA explains why you should print your social security statement ASAP. That's not what I was looking for.
If you're an adult and you have had a job in the United States of America, this is for you. I highly implore you to print on paper your Social Security statement. Go to the link that is right here. If you don't know how to copy from a video, you can screenshot this and then copy the text from your camera roll. This statement is going to tell you about all of the money that you've made in your entire life and what you're entitled to when you retire. It also tells you what you're entitled to if you were to go on disability. This is extremely important information, and it's even more important now that you have a physical copy of it based on what's going on with people that are putting their fingers into our data. It would be extremely destructive to our entire country if this information was to be deleted. So even if you don't think anything is going to happen to Social Security, I still think that it's in everyone's best interest always to have this information on hand. Print it out once a year. If you have elderly people in your life, if you have kids who work, basically all of your loved ones, make sure they go and do the same thing. Regardless of what's going on in the world right now, this is information that you should have on hand. I hope this helps someone. If you're an adult and you have...
I think... Don't forget that retirement only became the norm after World War II. I didn't expect Social Security to simply stop when I retire. I think that this is a bit fear-mongering. Because I don't know this creator. I don't know their background. I don't know who told them that it was important for them to download their Social Security documents physically. The reason why I draw issue with it being like this general concept is that like she doesn't tell you what to do with that in the future. Government will honor a printed statement if they delete it anyway. Yeah, like she doesn't tell you what you expected to do with that. Just download it and just have it so that in the future you have something to look at. You'd be like, I remember back in the day where that was the case or whatever. Like, what do you think you can just go to a court and be like, look, this is what I had before Elon Musk destroyed it all, and the courts are going to rule in your favor? Like, I don't know. And this is my problem, is that I don't know what she thinks that this is doing. And I think a lot of people are just scared right now. And it's very easy to be like, do this to protect yourself. They're gonna be like, oh yes, please tell me what I can do to protect myself. I'm scared under a Trump presidency. And they're not thinking about like, okay, what am I actually going to do? You know what I mean? What am I actually going to do? And how is this actually going to protect myself? I don't think people are thinking about that, right? Yeah, people are just desperate for answers, right? And so it's very easy to be like, there's something super simple you can do right now and just download your Social Security to protect yourself, whatever that means. Like, I don't know this person. Does this person work in government? Does this person know? Is this person a lawyer? Do they know that this can be used in court to like protect your Social Security? Like, who are you and what do you know? You know what I mean? From what I understand, this is just a random TikToker with 140,000 followers that anybody can get. Right? That's talking about like
I saw
the Grammys that we're not supposed to just all take seriously, even though they're not giving us any information about what this is actually about. How this will be useful in the future. And like, yeah, if you're 25 years old, you got like 30, 35 years before it's actually useful. So you have to keep downloading it every 35 years. Like, as any business law, you can figure out if they owe you money and how much without that document. They establish processes for this and mathematical equations. You know, but if you believe that they're gonna try to withhold your Social Security, it doesn't matter what physical documents you have. You know, it feels like a liberal like adherence to tradition to be like, well, I have the documents, therefore they have to honor the documents. Like, no, they're trying to strip away our foundational rights. They're not going to honor your silly little documents. You know what I mean? Like, they won't. Why would they? This is like saying, go to your local government's website and download the statute, you know, Penal Code 890.4 or whatever. And it says that the government must legally have to call you before they, you know, take away your rights or whatever. And you're like, yeah, okay, everybody download this. Like, what are you gonna do with that information? You're gonna hold it up to the ICE officer who's coming to deport you and your family and be like, no, I have Penal Code 871-3. You must give me written notice 40 days before you deport me. Like, no, they're gonna arrest you and they're gonna throw you in jail. Like, it would be infinitely more useful to spend that time figuring out how you can best protect yourself. I think it's like across the ward off the demons. Yeah. This is unfortunately what critical thinking is, and many people lack that. I think people are just scared. I think people are scared. Right? It's like saying, make sure you always keep your driver's license and birth certificate with you. So when ICE is doing raids and they are trying to arrest people, you can just show them your birth certificate and show them you're an American citizen. Like, no, if they're going to try to just deport people, like regardless whether or not they're American or not, that's not going to protect you when like we're like directly in the face of fascism and they're deporting American citizens as well. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain point where like the liberal niceties and traditions and norms and processes that we all take for granted cease to work. And at that point, you have to be aware when that point happens, so you can be aware when like you need to find actual protection for yourself and your family. Right? They're already detain Native Americans. They are. Illegitimate documents will be discarded as falsified and ignored. Exactly. And so, if this makes you feel better, if it makes you feel better, if it makes you feel more safe, I'm not somebody who thinks that there's not value in that. I think feeling safe, there's value in feeling secured, so long as you are also taking steps to actually making yourself secure, right? Does that make sense? Like, if you have a door that has like 7 locks on it, if those 7 locks make you feel secure, then like, if you make sure that the first lock works, I'm happy with you having 7 or 6 more locks, right? If you have the first lock that works, that actually keeps the door closed, right? If it makes you feel better having 6 more locks, it makes you feel safer having 6 more locks, go for it. Put 6 more locks on the door, right? Put 6 more locks on the door. But if you aren't actually locking that first lock and you have 6 locks that aren't locked, right, then you're not actually safer. So long as you are actually making yourself safer, anything else you do beyond that to give yourself peace of mind, go for it. You know what I mean? Go for it. That's my take, right? But like, just understand that this may not be doing what you think it's doing, and at least be aware of why you're doing it. Anyway, so yeah, it's gonna be a thing. It will be a thing. Productive equals having a safe plan, having a place prepped for people to stay. If that makes you feel better, having a bug out bag for paperwork. I mean, go off, you know. Go off. Why it matters? Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency have reportedly asked for private financial data from the Treasury Department, which could give him access to American personal information. The private agency requested access to the Treasury's government payment system, which includes Social Security checks and tax refunds. Jane noted that it would be extremely disruptive to our entire country if this information was to be deleted. Your information belongs to you and no one else, she told Newsweek. It's important to be proactive and advocate for yourself. Please don't wait for critical information to come to you. Take initiative and access and safeguard it. Jane added that she was surprised by the response to the video. I hadn't realized people didn't know they access and print out their own Social Security statement. The comments have been rolling in and people had no idea this was an option, which reinforces how important to share this information. But the problem is, it just, what are you going to do with it? Like, sure, okay, yeah, you have it, you're sick, cool. What does that matter if the government doesn't believe you? You have your statements, you take it to court that you are entitled to your Social Security, and the courts are like, not true. You know what I mean? Fake, false information, lies. Are people who make self-defense and safety videos where it's like everything I do at night to keep myself safe is like 100 steps long. That's repackaged paranoia as normal. That is true. There is truth to that. In what world does that data belong to you? It is data about you, but like, again, it only matters in that like the government is enforcing that data. If the government decides the data is no longer useful and they cut Social Security, it doesn't matter that you say, hey, look, this is how much money I paid into Social Security. This is how much money is mine. They'll be like, fuck off, I don't care. Who cares? You know, go somewhere else. It's our money now. Like, what are you going to do against the government that does that? Genuinely. Do you think the courts are going to rule in your favor to be like, no, they're entitled to that money? No. It's silly. It is silly. Look at Janess will be the response. I think they want to wait for a post-Trump. Post-Trump doesn't matter. Post-Trump doesn't exist. If Trump cuts Social Security, it's not coming back. It's the ratchet effect. The Democrats are not going to be able to, or not even willing to actually fight for these things to return. You know what I mean? If Trump cuts healthcare, it's not coming back. It won't.
Advocate to have a bunch of young entrepreneurial smart kids coming in and kind of disrupting the government. And I mean, yeah, they're in their early 20s, but Lena Khan was, I think, only 29 or 30 when she was appointed. And, you know, it's not to say that young people can't achieve great things in the government, right?
Ironically enough, in the beginning years of the Kennedy administration, there was like a push for like young American technocrats to come to DC and like modernize the government. I read this great piece years ago about how a lot of the blueprint for NASA started with the post office, where like in the 1800s, they were like building rockets to shoot mail across the country. Like, there's always been moments where like the government is a place where like it excites young Americans and they want to go work there. That's not what this is. The problem with the way this is working is that like the personnel management system, OPM, that they've sort of worked their way into, and the General Services Administration that they've worked their way into, and the Treasury that they've worked their way into, manage trillions of dollars for, you know, hundreds of thousands of government employees and contractors. And if those systems get screwed up, I mean, that means the difference between like my retired parents like getting their social security payment. That's why Elon Musk is targeting these services. The question is like, is he going to do anything to them? We don't know yet.
Yeah, I think that a lot of this harm is potentially, hypothetical, but then you have the situation with USAID, which one of these Zoomers actually sent an email to a bunch of USAID employees in DC saying, don't come to work on Monday. A lot of them have lost access to their email already.
That's crazy. Just to be like, don't come to work on Monday. You get that from like a 19-year-old who from a Gmail address being like, don't come to work on Monday. Like, you're like, bro, who are you?
And I know he said that he wants to shut it down. It's not clear if that's legal. So I guess, isn't he already sort of causing some harm?
The way he's found his way in here is by setting up a temporary organization, Doge, inside of essentially like the digital services department of the government. And he's attacking the digital services of the other departments that he doesn't like. So he's working with OPM via Amanda Scales, who was a former employee of his, and she's running OPM and sort of taking control of the different services and the personnel level. So that's where you're getting, the requirements to take the pronouns out of your bio and the not buyouts that are being sent out to employees. And they're messing with the HR department that way.
So he's messing with the digital sort of services of all of these government agencies and the HR services of these government agencies?
Right. Like, he wasn't really involved with the CDC fiasco last week, but he wasn't not involved either. And like, let's say the CDC website went down. That doesn't mean the CDC is over.
But he's deleted tons of really essential information off the website, data sets that scientists rely on. Like, people are unable to get grants because of this. So isn't that sort of harm in itself? You're right. He doesn't seem to have the unilateral power, right, to shut down these government agencies completely, but he still seems to be wreaking havoc.
He's absolutely wreaking havoc. And I'm not downplaying that, but I do think it's important, especially because we're in Trump world now. So like, he is not the only player here. He has rivals in the other factions that are taking over the government right now. Project 2025 and him are not aligned. He is working alongside Russ Vought, the co-author of Project 2025, but he is trying to make sure that Doge looks like it's doing things. He has no ability to tell USAID workers not to show up at their office. It would be like if the IT guy in your office was like, no one can come to work anymore. He can send that email and cause that chaos, but he can't actually make you not go to work.
But if that IT guy has disabled your employee badge and your email and has the support of the head of the company, it's kind of hard to say no.
True. Well, but our government also like has different branches, and I think this is what's been really frustrating me.
Yeah, but like, come on. Are we gonna sit here and act like there's actually 3 branches of government? Like, there's not.
All of this chaos started, which is that like, we are not in a monarchy. Okay, like I was reading headlines today about like Donald Trump's gonna get rid of the Department of Education. So I was like, okay, is that even possible? And I spent about an hour looking into it. No, an executive order cannot get rid of the Department of Education.
Okay, sick. Yeah, you're gonna be like, this. Okay, this makes me so mad. Yeah, dog, you're gonna like, okay, no, it's unconstitutional. Our rights away until like we are literally being marched into death camps. You know what I mean? Like, bro is like would be like chained to his like fellow man, being marched into the internment camps, being like, Donald Trump doesn't have the ability to do this actually. Yeah, you're like, no, a dog can't play basketball. The dog is just boom, just dunking on us. Like the scoreboard goes like 99-0, and you're just like, bro, the rule book says a dog can't play basketball. Like, come on, bro. It doesn't matter what is constitutional or legal for him to do. He owns the Supreme Court. All he has to do is do some shit, then it gets challenged in the courts, taken it to the Supreme Court, and they rule in his favor, because of course they will. We're literally telling me not to worry about the trans stuff because it won't ever happen because they can't do it. Yeah, super sick, bro. They can't do it. Yeah, cool. Now, to be fair, there's some truth, like them. Like, they don't have a choice. Like, they don't, like, their say doesn't matter. Like, they cannot force individual citizens. Like, they can't force me to be transphobic. Like, they can't do that. Right? So there's some truth to, like, the idea that, like, some of the things that they're doing is just signaling stuff. It's very much not like, oh, this is like, this specific executive order is about, like, killing trans people. But it's more signaling to be like, hey, we're transphobic, by the way, don't you know? Hey, remember, we hate trans people. And say, like, kind of like manufacturing consent, bringing liberals on board to hating trans people, so that in the future they can, start like actually like, invalidating trans people. Like being like, it's the official policy of the US government that there's only 2 genders. Like, what does that even mean? That's not a thing. Right? But then they'll actually do stuff that starts harming trans people by being like, oh, If you're under the age of 19, no gender affirming care. Oh, now if you're under the age of 25, no gender affirming care. Oh, if you're under the age of 40, no gender affirming. Then they'll start doing that stuff, right? It's going to start small, right? To manufacture consent to get to a point where like it's actually harming trans people. And they'll do like the very much the grandstanding stuff, like it's the official policy of the U.S. government. There are only 2 genders, right? So that people like this are being like, that's meaningless. That doesn't matter. They can't stop adults from having gender affirming care. They can't outlaw abortion. You know what I mean? And then who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them?
You can just say no. like you can be like, no, USA does exist.
Well, isn't that more of a messaging problem then from Democrats? Because I think, first of all, I really think it's important not to downplay the level of chaos that this man has caused already in the government. Like, I get what you're saying. He can't unilaterally shut down the CDC, but the harm that he's caused is irreparable and will take years.
Delroy Harris and Denzel will follow whatever law says about trans people. Yeah.
Untangle.
They'll be like, oh, right, like they can't like legislate away trans people until using the majority that they have in both aspects of the Congress and the presidency and the Supreme Court. They make a law that legislates away trans people, and they'll be like, well, we follow the law. Actually, we follow the law. Was I hear Liz Cheney? That is actually a great question. What does Liz Cheney have to say about this? Genuinely. Almost nothing, actually. Almost nothing for some reason. She talked about like January 6th, but like nothing about like Trump's horrific policies. Did you agree with Elon? No, she's dunking on Elon. This is her dunking on Elon. But like, yeah, nothing about Kamala, nothing about Trump bad. What happened to like the reasonable Republicans? What happened there? Let me check her representative account. Oh, she hasn't posted out. Wait, I don't think she's representative anymore anyway. Just it's kind of interesting how the reasonable Republicans just stopped being reasonable Republicans after Trump got inaugurated, and they just kind of faded into the background. What happened to Liz Cheney's actually a principled Republican? She stands up for what's right. Yeah, they fell in line, which obviously they were going to do.
If we're talking about specifics to what he's done to USAID, yeah, he has disabled the security app that USAID workers use. Terrible. He has gunked up how the HR system works. I think it is just very important to be very specific that Elon Musk and his team of Gen Z sociopaths can only impact digital services. And they are turning that around to Trump supporters and trying to make them believe that they have deleted USAID.
But those digital services are also quite essential to operationally sort of function.
Like, I don't understand how he doesn't see the fact that that matters. You feel me? If these digital services are necessary for the function of the agency, then yeah, he's neutering the agency. Like, sure, like, yes, they get an email saying, we're shutting off your emails, don't come back to work. They try to log into their emails and their emails are shut off because it's a digital service. Yeah, they're going to think that they were fired. And then they won't show up to work. Are they still employed? Well, they don't know because their access to their employment website or their employment platform is also shut off. They're going to assume that they're fired. If you don't have access to your email your security badges are turned off, and your access to your employment website or your digital platform is turned off, you're going to assume you were fired because you are effectively fired. Be like, oh, don't worry, guys. You guys are technically still employed. You guys are technically still employed, by the way, but like, you just can't access any of the digital services. So you can like use your paper card to like punch in that we don't have anymore and continue to do your work, not on your computers because those are shut down. What is he talking about? Like, he's talking about like in like a general concept of a world of like, this is how it, you know, they're technically not fired, but they're effectively fired.
Governments, and it is, but you're right, sure, they cannot just delete an entire government agency. So Ryan, can you talk about like what they have caused harm to? Because I think you've said, you know, it's important to make this distinction between what Elon Musk and his little crony, Gen Z cronies, have been able to do and what they're unable to do theoretically under the sort of current laws. Is there any effort to stop his influence or to sort of control the reach of Doge?
No. It started today. Maxwell Frost, a Democrat, is holding a rally, I think, as we're recording this. They're at the Treasury Department. Elizabeth Warren is getting out there and calling this a coup. And it is. And one of the biggest risks right now is time. The more that they can worm their way into these systems and the more that they can confuse people, even if what they're saying is totally illegal and they have no jurisdiction to do it, if employees in the government don't know or are just following it, then yeah, that's the problem. The major thing here, we saw this with the videos in South Korea during their coup. Like, you have a brief moment to hold the legality of this thing together, and if you don't, you're screwed. And so Democrats are finally beginning to move on this, but it's taken them about a week and a half.
Like, that's like saying a company, like you are forming a union at a company, and the company comes and like change up the location. And then you're sitting on the street being like, hey, you know they can't do that, right? That's actually illegal. What are you gonna do? You want them to like get some you know, bolt cutters and cut the chain off the door so they can start working? Oh, the company also turned off the power. It doesn't matter how illegal it is. The effect is that those people cannot work. They can't work. Illegal, legal, doesn't matter. And the process that they're going through to make sure that that's illegal and getting back to work is a very long legal process. The point is that they can just do shit and then force the legal process to continue. And force you have to go through the legal niceties of like, oh, actually this is illegal. Let's hire lawyers. Talking to lawyers. Lawyers like, oh yeah, they can't do that. And then maybe getting your job back 5-6 months down the line, maybe a year and a half down the line. It took over a year for Starbucks workers to get like, you know, reinstated and with back pay, right? And by that time, the damage is already done. The long legal process in the courts that are mostly controlled by Republican loyalists anyway. Exactly. So yeah, he's so focused on like the like legality of like, well, technically they can't do this. He's not stopping to look at what's in his face and the fact that they are doing it. They are. They're doing it. They're doing it right now. The dog is dunking on us. This is a privatization of government. Welcome to the U.S. oligarchy where your SS checks will be sponsored by Walmart. Wait until Musk completely deregulates business. Hence why liberals never stopped fascism. Exactly.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Cenk. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live when I believe.
Harmageddon just subscribed.
Harmageddon, thank you for that 2-month resubscription. Much appreciated.
I think you also wrote recently about the different...
Jesus, chat, we're only 100 followers away from 23K. Wild. Wild.
Sort of warring factions within the Trump world. Can you talk about the kind of 3 different groups at play here and how they're at odds with each other?
Yeah, so I pulled this from Ben Collins, former NBC News reporter, current CEO of The Onion. I have to say that whole thing because citing him as The Onion CEO kind of like diminishes it a bit.
Wait, Ben Collins is the CEO of The Onion? Did I miss that chapter?
I think, but I love you, Ben. And he was really smart to point this out, which is that Trump world is a reality show. Even as frightening and as quickly efficient as it's become, it is a reality show full of different factions and palace intrigue. And so right now we have effectively Stephen Miller looking over immigration. He's the one that is absolutely pushing for Guantanamo Bay to become a concentration camp and the ICE raids. And that's been his thing for like 10 years. The second faction would be Russ Vought, the co-author of Project 2025. I would call these guys like the demagogues.
Bro, his name is Vought. You cannot make this up. You cannot make this up in 2025. The guy who's trying to, or had the plan and made the plan to unilaterally take over the government is named Vought. Yeah, but don't worry, this is all illegal. Yeah, don't worry, guys, this is illegal. They can't do this.
Soil white nationalists, and they have been planning the Project 2025 takeover for years, and they're very ideological. And they're across the gamut. Like, if these guys succeed, we're in Handmaid's Tale. And right now, these guys are focusing on the Office of Management and Budget, and they're trying to do that as step one to effectively render Congress useless. They want to sort of pull as much power away from the other branches, put it to Trump, and that way, when people start complaining that Elon Musk is breaking the law, there's no one that can do anything, right? And then faction 3 would be Elon Musk and Doge, and they, I think, are the honestly the one to worry about the least, because they have no political anything. Like, none of them have been endorsed, none of them have been nominated or voted for, and they're not even working with
it. Doesn't matter though if they have power
in the government. They are effectively contractors working under a subgroup of a subgroup.
But it doesn't matter if they have governmental power. It doesn't matter how removed they are and how much power they don't have on paper. What matters is that they waltzed into the Department of Treasury and took it over. They did that. That fact doesn't make it any less a reality any less true. Yeah, like they did that. They walked into the Department of Treasury and was like, "Hand me the keys." The only person that was said no was forced to resign, and now they are over the Department of Treasury. What are we talking about here? The Republicans are in cahoots. Is all about what political machine has the power control their own future to citizens or just currency. You can't pass a line in the sand. Democrats, then Republicans just say you in what army? Yeah, they're going in and into left and right. They have more power than the others because they aren't elected too.
I'm much more frightened by the Project 2025 guys and Stephen Miller because they are already succeeding.
I saw this headline today talking about how one of Musk's allies had told staff that the future of the government is AI first, and how they need to sort of operate the government like a software company. Is it this like monarchy-like network state? Are they trying to run the business like an AI startup? Like what do they sort of hope to achieve?
Part of me thinks the AI thing.
Does he not understand that the Project 2025 agenda literally demonstrates exactly what Elon Musk is doing? Like, they're not like diametrically opposed. They're not different strategies. They are the same strategy. The same strategy. Like, as somebody who like actually cared about and read Project 2025 before the Democrats even knew what it was, because they were too busy killing Palestinians. Like, the entire point is to walk back and dissolve government agencies as they exist, and then replace them with Trump loyalists. And guess what's happening? Elon Musk came in, forced the Treasury Secretary to like resign, and had his own 25-year-old cronies take over the payment systems, directly in line with what Project 2025 said they were going to do. Occupy Wall Street was simultaneously feudal but game-changing, in my opinion. Like, the ruling class was always wearing the working class, but like after that, they kind of kicked it up a gear. They really wouldn't have been in a different world if Dems didn't vote Bernie in 2016. Yeah, I made a joke about this like a couple of weeks ago about getting visited by like time travelers from a different parallel universe, and they were like, "What year is it?" And they're like, it's 2025." And they're like, 2025? Where are your flying cars? Where's your high-speed rail? Where are your teleporters? And they were just like, we don't have any of that. And they're like, what? Did President Bernie not institute like a utopia? And they're like, we didn't have President Bernie. They're like, what? You are the only parallel universe that existed that did not have Bernie in 2016. Who won in 2016? Don't tell me Hillary Clinton won. That would be horrific. And they're like, nope, it was Trump. What? Donald Trump won. And we are the only parallel universe. What about Trump's assassination in 2024? Like, we were the only parallel universe that existed where Bernie Sanders did not win, and we are living in the bad timeline here. We don't get any cool stuff. We don't have we're not a spacefaring species. No teleporters, no flying cars, no utopia, just worst timeline, no Harambe, no Bernie. This is what we're stuck with. We are the only universe that failed. Reverse Doctor Strange. Yeah. That's my headcanon for about about how we're living through this timeline.
Is like his weird beef with Sam Altman, and he's just trying to like get one step ahead of OpenAI because he hates them. But I will say it does reflect an urge in Silicon Valley to create an AI powered network.
So clip the previous conversation. I mean, it was an hour long, so like I don't think the clips go that long.
China already is this, and they believe that they're in an arms race to create a nation level AI. I also think, quite selfishly, Elon Musk wants to power the whole government via X. He wants to replace the dollar with crypto and have the crypto run through X wallets, and he wants to have XAI working, on whatever. And that is, to me, what his role really is that he's trying to slash and destroy and dismantle as many government digital services as possible and then replace them with his own bad version.
It's kind of funny because I feel like a lot of the government used to run on Twitter, ironically, before Elon took it over. Like, all of the government agencies had accounts. That's kind of how you used to get a bunch of really crucial, like, government updates and stuff. And it was Elon Musk's takeover and the verification stuff that made a lot of them leave, right?
That's absolutely correct. Because he wanted to own it. He didn't want them to use it. He wants to own them. He wants control. And this is what.
Okay. So you do realize that Elon Musk wants ownership over these government agencies. You realize that, you understand that, and you don't see what he's doing now as chief concern. This is a part of him wanting ownership, and this is a part of him taking ownership. He's doing it on two fronts. Yeah, like, so I don't know why this insinuation that like, oh, this doesn't really matter comes from.
Replace NASA with SpaceX, and he wants to replace public transportation with Tesla, and he wants to replace the government email listservs with X.
I just feel like he is so fundamentally annoying. I can't imagine this going on for 4 years. Like, do you see any world where like he ultimately just like, pisses off the wrong Project 2025 person? Trump gets tired of him stealing all the headlines. Like, how long do you think this reign of Musk is going to last, or do you think his like political power will be neutered in any way?
So far, the legal response to all of the Trump administration has been pretty good. Like, you have to sort of reflect on the fact that like America.
Come on, dude. Come on, dude.
It's like a pretty healthy legal institution, and even if our Supreme Court's mega conservative, like we have these branches, they work pretty well, and like we survive.
Liberals are going to be the death of us. I swear. I swear. I swear. I swear. Liberals are going to be the death of us. If these institutions actually worked in the way that he's claiming, Trump would be in jail. He would be in jail, unable to run. He won the 2024 election, the battle for access. He won the battle for access. Like, and he's like, you can't just yada yada away the fact that the Supreme Court is insanely conservative, right? That's where the buck stops. Like, that's where the buck stops. The buck stops with the Supreme Court being conservative. It doesn't matter how well the lower courts do in stopping freaking Donald Trump's agenda, because it's going to get sent onto the Supreme Court, and it's going to be ruled in his favor.
Survived the first Trump administration, and right now, like most of the major executive orders that Trump's passing are being blocked, and it makes me fairly.
Okay, where's it gonna go? Do you think that they won't appeal them? And guess where it goes after it goes through appeals? It'll head right out to the Supreme Court. And guess how they're going to rule? Just guess. I just want to just give me just got one guess. Oh, they're going to rule in favor of Trump. Because they will, of course.
Fairly optimistic about the longevity of Doge, because they are legit breaking the law. Like, they just are. So, and those laws still exist for now.
Where do you think these Zoomers that are working within Doge go? Do you think that they will ultimately be
I guess it
absorbed
gets
into
time
the
to
Trump
prep.
government? Or most of them just LARPing, getting another line item on their resume, and they'll just go back into like Silicon Valley world?
I think they will just go back. Yeah, I really, what we're sort of seeing in the last month or two is this culture in Silicon Valley that we did nothing to stop. We didn't break up these monopolies. We allowed them to create essentially like weird pseudo-religions that they all believe in and effectively groom generations of young men to follow in their footsteps, and now they're all invading Washington. That's where these kids come from, and that's where these kids go back. And we can't do anything about that for at least 8 years, let's say. Like we have to like really overhaul the government and regulate those companies and like get back on track to like break that culture. But unfortunately, those ghouls are going to be...
Yeah, but like, who's going to do that though? So he knows all of this, and he still has to take that it doesn't really matter, right? I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand how he's not stupid. He knows this information. Like, how can he arrive at the position where like it doesn't matter now because they don't have the legality? And this is where it doesn't make sense, because like liberals will have all of the answers and then will just still come to the wrong conclusion.
For a long time.
What do you think Mark Zuckerberg and other tech CEOs sort of feel about this? Like, do you see any of them trying to assert any influence over Doge or whatever? I mean, I feel like Musk has been able to so successfully worm his way into power in this administration in a way that the other CEOs have not.
I sort of see Mark Zuckerberg as like not an idiot. I have to imagine that most of the people of like his worlds are looking at Elon Musk as like a carnival barker, insane person. To me, it reeks of like being a sideshow, because I don't think any reasonable person at that, even like at the highest levels of Silicon Valley, can like look at X and be like, that's good. Like, I don't think Mark Zuckerberg would want Facebook to run like X.
I don't think so. I think X is so bad and crazy that it gives him cover to do things like roll back fact checking or things like that he's probably wanted to do for a while and can now, or like sell verification, right? And things like that. I mean, there was that report, I think it was about Musk sort of complaining internally about declining user numbers. And I don't think that X is a fundamentally healthy platform.
No. And in fact, like if I were someone like Zuckerberg watching this, I would just be waiting for it to implode and then go send a bunch of people to DC to sell government, to buy government contracts or whatever. I have to assume like the Jeff Bezoses, the Mark Zuckerbergs of the world are waiting to scoop up the damage, like the wreckage, and buy it, or, you know, get like some cush contract out of it when Elon Musk embarrasses himself or gets thrown in jail or whatever.
Yeah, or maybe hire some of these 23-year-olds to go work at Meta.
If you want a kid vaping on your Zoom call, they'd be perfect for that.
I'm curious also what you think is going to happen to the tech landscape under Trump. Obviously, Musk is probably going to enrich himself and we're going to pay tax for a few more years, but the TikTok ban stuff is coming up. I mean, I feel like there was only that 90-day stay. Like, what do you think is the future?
Citizen Johnny, thank you for the prime. Much appreciated.
Of TikTok as a platform under Trump.
Thank you.
I think it stays, and it has very American tweaks.
How do you think it'll stay? Do you think he'll like force part of it to sell?
Yeah, I think so, and I think TikTok will do it. TikTok already is like extremely.
Bring it back.
Trump.
I think it stays, and it has very American tweaks.
Ban stuff is coming up. I mean, I feel like there was only that 90-day stay. Like, what do you think is the future of TikTok as a platform under Trump?
I think it stays, and it has very American tweaks.
How do you think it'll stay? Do you think he'll like force part of it to sell?
Yeah, I think so, and I think TikTok will.
I agree. Trump say TikTok, you dog. You know, he's not wrong. He's correct. I agree with him. Trump saved TikTok for 90 days. I think TikTok is going to sell. I do. I think ByteDance is going to divest. It's going to sell at least 50% of it to whatever government entity that the US sets up to hold it, and it's going to be irrevocably damaged.
Do it. TikTok already is like extremely aggressive about like tracking your country. I could see them easily carving off like an American TikTok. And to answer your question more broadly, I just think like tech in America, which is already quite bad compared to the rest of the world, is going to get really.
I haven't gotten all of my meal recipes from TikTok the last few years. I won't stand for this.
Stagnant. The apps that people are using in, you know, Asia or Europe or South America are light years ahead of what we use, what we see, and I think it's only just going to get more pronounced under Trump.
What do you think people should keep in mind when they see these endless headlines about Elon Musk or these 19-year-old?
Already damaged. It is already damaged. It's going to get worse. And the reason why I think they're going to sell is because it's already damaged. You know, we need TikTok more. TikTok or the U.S. government. At this point, probably the U.S. government. Like, I think TikTok can thrive off of like a joint partnership because they're already getting rid of the things that or reasons why people like TikTok in the first place. The fact that it was actually not a conservative hellscape. Like, you know what I mean? They've already walking that back and are like, no, we are conservative. Don't worry. And I don't think they lose anything by like doing Trump's idea of like a joint venture with the U.S. government. It's working across the world, not just the U.S. Doesn't seem like a gigantic loss for them. They'll still own, like they're just selling the U.S. portion of TikTok. You know what I mean? So like the TikTok will still exist. It's hard to explain how I think it's gonna exist, but like it's gonna exist. ByteDance owned for internationally. U.S. TikTok is gonna be a different entity that's owned by the U.S. government and by ByteDance collectively. That like monitors U.S. users, collects U.S. user data to give to the U.S. government, and limits U.S. free speech. Yeah, like a backdoor installed. Exactly. ByteDance publishes Marvel Snap and they're already changing publishers, so the app stays off of the market longer than TikTok. Wait, is it back on the market yet? I can't even re-download it. I like Marvel Snap. I know it would make sense for me to divest after being prepped to pull out entirely. But like I was on that camp too until the CEO of TikTok was like cozying up to Trump. You know what I mean? Like, and went to the inauguration. Like, for that, to me, it feels like they're gearing up to like for something there. You know, I don't know. I don't have all the answers, honestly.
You know, taking power from the government. And
is he just Trump- the US CEO? Like, he's still got a boss still? Yeah, and I think that he will. I don't know. Only time will tell is kind of the answer. Only time will tell. You still can't tell on TikTok right now?
Trump doing XYZ executive order.
I think there are a lot of people who are not seeing these headlines. But if you're seeing a headline that says like Donald Trump is getting rid of the Department of Education, you should just take a second and be like, okay, is that possible? The only way forward here is to
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If it is effectively like neutered, it doesn't matter.
Not get sucked into the craziness is to remind yourself that like we still have laws, we can still kick these people out, we can still arrest them.
Who's going to do the arresting? Who's going to kick them out? Come on, bro. It feels just like purposefully obtuse.
In countries that have gone through a dictatorship, through coups, and the malaise is the killer. You're talking about an event horizon you reach where you feel like nothing can be changed, and that doesn't go away when you get out of the dictatorship 20 or 30 years later. You just have to keep your head on straight because like it is hard, man. It is really hard.
It just feels like the same thing that like Jon Stewart said and the same thing that Hassan Minhaj said. This is the new like liberal pseudo progressive position and like woeful optimism that like is like minimizing the damage that these people can cause. Because we'll keep saying that dog can't play basketball until the dog wins the game.
An eternal optimist, so I'm delusional about everything. So I'm like, it's probably going to be fine.
Right.
But
I am too, to a degree, actually.
I think I also don't like the reflexive panic that you see from a lot of like liberal influencers. And I don't think that we're going to get the same level of like resistance grifter type people that we had during the first Trump presidency. I think
we're starting to see a few blossom right now, actually. If you go on bsky.app and check it out.
That would be a shame if that ecosystem reemerged because there was so much misinformation.
No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
And there was so much sort of like panic towards the wrong things. I mean, back then it was all like this focus on Russia and like Russia put Trump in power and like, and I hope that this time around people can sort of, get better news sources and not like immediately spiral while also taking it seriously. We should take it seriously that what these people are doing. But as you said, we do still have somewhat of a functioning government left.
Sure.
So.
Yeah. We can still drink the tap water, like in most parts of America, I think.
Not everywhere.
Not everywhere, but most of them, the things that like really worry me are the Supreme Court level stuff and the genuinely nominated politicians that are being put into power. Like even in a coup, there are still laws for a little bit, and so we've got to say like, okay, what is possible, what's not, and hopefully
for a little bit. So like we just wait till the laws don't exist anymore to actually start causing havoc. Sure.
a little better at communicating that as well. I feel like that would be nice.
I also hope some of these Zoomers are good actors. I don't know. They seem sort of to authentically want to help. And so I hope that they do, they don't cause too much harm.
Hey, if you're a young person who wants to get involved in government, go barricade yourself to the door of the USAID office and help people break through and get in there. Then you'll get a job in the office when we fix the government.
All right, Ryan. Well, thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, that's it for the show. You can watch full episodes of Power.
That's this is Taylor Lorenz. With Liz mentioning nothing of mass deportation and increased militarization of ISIS telling. That was annoying. It's just, I don't even know. He had some points, he just like a great episode of NPR. Like he's just, I don't know if he's like purposefully like obtuse or just mischaracterized. Or mischaracterizing like what's going on here. Or misunderstanding what's going on here. I don't know. I don't know. I was thinking what the point of that was. Like, who was that for? I don't know. Like, I think the first half of the episode was decent, just telling us who these guys are and what their deal is. I don't know. I don't know if like who like the second half was for. Like, just make them feel safe. Like, okay, yeah, there's nothing to worry about. Everything is totally fine. Like, close your eyes and shut your ears out, kind of thing. For people that are scared, but they shouldn't be scared, but they should be scared. Yeah, for now, or they should be scared for in the future. Like, what should they do? Like, liberals. I want to 22. I can't run president yet. When I can, will I have your vote? I'll pull them out if you give it to me. Depends. Are you ready for the Democrats? Because but you see that Kanye doing a collab with Diddy's clothing company, Sean John? I did. He's also ugly. I'll say it. I'll say it. You also said free puff. You also said a bunch of other stuff I'm not going to repeat. Very anti-Semitic. Very not good. Like I'm a communist, then maybe. As you know, I cannot vote for the Democrats for some time. What else is there to talk about? I covered. I don't care. No, okay. Covered most of this. Covered that. There was a school shooting in Sweden. Did y'all see that? And the BBC put a picture of like a brown guy. It was like things were getting bad instead of the actual like white guy it was. 5 people have now been shot at a school in central Sweden, police say. The shooter was a white Swedish male not associated with any gangs. He showed up to a school mostly of non-white Swedes and committed one of the worst crimes in Sweden history. So every racist in Sweden is signed as hell right now. Ten people killed. That's more than the 5 I saw.
Right now, we're following developments in Sweden, where officials are trying to establish a motive in what the country's prime minister calls the worst mass shooting in that country's history. At least 10 people were killed in yesterday's attack at an adult education center. This is more than 100 miles west of Stockholm. Police say the gunman was also killed. For more on this, I'm joined by CBS News senior foreign correspondent Holly Williams in our London bureau. Holly, this is extremely rare for Sweden. What more do we know about what happened?
Good morning, Errol. Well, the attack occurred in the middle of the day, around 12:30, as you said, at an adult education centre in the town of Orebro, which is a small place. It only has a population of around 100,000 people. That centre helps adults study for high school diplomas, learn vocational skills, and learn the Swedish language. And many of the students there were immigrants. The police say that along with those killed, 6 people were injured, including 5 who had surgery for gunshot wounds. Yesterday, they said that 2 of them were being treated in intensive care. And the police also say that there is evidence to suggest that the attacker shot himself. Now, the police say they have no evidence.
I feel like there was that was a weird way to structure that sentence, but
At this point of any ideological motive. They do say that the man appears to have acted alone. He had never been convicted of a crime, and he was not known to the police until this incident. They say they are still trying to figure out why he did this. In fact, a day after the attack, we really know remarkably little about the attacker and what his motives were. According to Swedish media reports, which we can't independently confirm at this point, the attacker was aged around 35. He was unemployed. He was a recluse with little contact with his
probably a Nazi. Just like a hardline right winger who wants to kill immigrants.
His family, and he did have a
also does Sweden have a huge gun culture?
Hunting license to own and use a gun.
Okay, that answers the question.
Holly, it's just extremely as unusual as it would be anywhere, extremely unusual in Sweden. How uncommon is this?
Well, look, Europe has much lower rates of gun crime than the US and much lower rates of gun ownership. To give you some context on that, in a 2019 US study found that the firearm homicide rate in the US was 22 times higher than Europe as a whole. And when it comes to gun ownership, the US has about 120 guns owned per 100 people, whereas in Sweden, they have only about 23 guns owned per 100 people. That is quite high, though, by European standards, and you must have a weapon license to own a gun. However, Sweden, which has a population of around 10 million people, has had the highest per capita gun violence in the European Union in recent years.
Well, okay, that's pretty interesting that Sweden has a unusually high amount of guns when compared to the entirety of the EU, and they have an unusually high proportion of gun violence when compared to the rest of the EU. It's almost like there's some correlation between having more guns and having more gun violence. It's 23 guns per 100,000 people, I believe. Right? Because it said the US has 150 guns per 100,000 people. I can go back and check, actually.
To own a gun, weapon license to own a gun by European standards, and you must have a weapon per 100 people. Only about 23 guns owned per 100 people.
Oh, you're right, per 100 people. That is a lot of guns. So the US has more guns than people. That makes more sense. That does make sense. The US just has 1.2 guns per people. It's a lot of freaking guns.
A lot of those incidents have
I don't know why I heard 100,000 because it made no sense to me why there were so many guns.
To gang violence, and shootings like this in schools remain extremely rare.
Just a horrific tragedy. I know you'll continue to gather details. Holly, thank you.
Guns, people can buy or hunting rifles will be hunted a lot in Sweden. However, the guns involved in shootings are smuggled into the country from Eastern Europe. So for was this guy using this shooting a smuggled gun? Because they pointed out that he had a gun license. Did he kill 10 people with the hunting gun? I don't know. Something insane that I saw that I want to talk about. It's a few days late. This is came out 2 days ago. I just had it in my bookmarks to cover. I covered most of what I wanted to cover today. Not for this one. This one was a rifle. Why is Ty Dolla $ign posting Kanye West? What is wrong with people? Oh, there's also this one as well. I'm surprised Logic would never stop. MSNBC and CNN are finally interviewing Palestinians on the ground in Gaza because of Trump. Why didn't they interview Palestinians while Biden and Kamala were slaughtering them?
Supporting what Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu is doing in the United States, along with President Trump as well. But when you speak to civilians here, Israelis on the streets in Tel Aviv, they believe the Palestinians have a right to remain in Gaza. And then there are the Palestinians themselves, the Gazans. We actually have a brave group of journalists on the ground in Gaza talking to Palestinians. They're asking them about what they think, Jose. I want you to take a listen to that, and then we'll talk on the other side.
Here in Palestine.
Because people are hating them even more now. They did the same thing with Haitians. Mainstream media and Slick, yeah.
All the Palestinians refuse the idea, and we will be insisted on our land.
You have to remember, Jose, many of these people, these families, they evacuated to the south amidst this war. They have now walked to take cars,
genocide when the president has
back,
an R to
however,
name, of course. Yeah. Yeah. And honestly, you can make an argument that like, oh, now there's a ceasefire in place, there's a lot less bombing, which kind of leads to like why there was no ceasefire under, Biden and Kamala in the first place. But that's a separate conversation. Just a separate conversation. After these are all-time high and they choose now to humanize them, please, yeah. Like, when people call Palestinian Gazans like the Palestinian, it sounds like an attempt to erase Palestinian identity. Yeah, because like they're saying like Palestine isn't real, which some people have actually said in the U.S. government consistently that Palestine is not a real place, it's not a real thing, and that it all is Israel. But I think this is where I'm gonna call it, chat. Unless we can get unless we can get 88 how many 82 followers. Did Wesley hand in his homework? Wesley's banned and can only submit a unban request, I believe, in 24 hours. And so Wesley needs to hand in his homework in his unban request or he stays banned. Because we are close to 23K. No gaming again. We can play League of Legends. Who's with me? Because I'm gonna end stream and play League of Legends anyway. So either I play League of Legends off stream, or if you want to watch League of Legends, you can watch League of Legends. Who's Wesley, a mod or something? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Maybe I should make an alt account to game on. Shout out gaming. Gaming's fun. Let's see. Do I have a meeting today? I don't think I do. It's freaking Friday, chat. It's Friday. Get happy. It's Friday. Do I want to play League of Legends? I don't know. I don't know. Not particularly. Right, want ARAM to fill it out. Right, I suck at ARAM because I don't know any of the characters. You know what? Sure. Sure. Is that what ARAM's for? Yeah, well, people keep yelling at me for losing ARAM. Cannot keep, but it happens one time, so I don't like doing it. Playing Rise of Ronin at the moment and love it. Is that a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle game? I will end YouTube stream though.